I was good until the motorcycles reminded me of Johnson. So thanks for bringing them up.
We're doing silent stream.
I don't know why it does that. Sometimes it just
we can
changes my mic
pantomime.
input.
Pantomime stream.
Well,
Pantomime D&D.
Can
Can it work?
Us?
yeah, you
Yeah.
guys
I don't
are
think
fine.
we need. I don't think.
Oh, they can hear us?
Yeah,
don't think
they
we
could
need
hear
light.
you, they couldn't hear me.
Observe my tactics.
Hey, Phoenix, thank you for subscribing.
It's only because he fucking hates ads.
I do.
I mean, that's not a bad reason.
Yeah.
I will.
Do you know anyone else who actually pays for YouTube Premium? I didn't until I met
You
Phoenix.
pay for YouTube Premium?
Premium?
I hate ads that much.
Wow, okay.
And
Honestly-
honestly, because I can mooch off of it, not that
Fair
bad.
enough.
Honestly, like I considered YouTube Premium every once in a while just so I could like play audio without having the YouTube.
Without having the
window
app open.
Yeah.
Yeah, I share with my whole family. They're a bunch of mooches, but whatever.
Tu familia?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
They are Italian.
I'm not gonna redo the opening even though you couldn't hear me. You're just gonna have to miss out on that one, sorry. That's for us. I have some announcements. The first one is that I fixed my headphones. That is the last announcement. Does anyone else have any announcements that they'd like to make?
Since we started the video to now, I swear one of my roommates has been running up and down the stairs with shoes on. And I don't think it's been coming through my microphone, but like, it was
Pent-up
non-stop
energy?
for like 3 minutes.
Good.
Gotta get that cardio in.
Oh,
Between
I do have...
games.
It's
I
tough
do
in
have an
these
announcement,
trying
actually.
times.
I made a video about rogue subclasses, and not a whole lot of people watched it, so you should go watch it if you haven't.
Post
Check
the
it out.
link. I'll post the link.
Yeah.
Put the link in the chat.
You put the link, and I'll put the link in the description of the video, maybe, if I remember to do that.
Oh, I have to go track down the video. Let's see.
It's called Ranking Rogue Subclasses from
Ranking
Worst to
Rogue.
Best.
You mean your entire YouTube recommendations isn't just
Isn't
Dungeon Party?
Dungeon Party?
Should
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, it's pretty hard because every time a Dungeon Party recommendation pops up, I click not interested.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
Actually, you know what? It has
Kidding.
169 views,
Don't
so
watch it.
nobody watched it.
Don't watch it.
Nobody
That's
watched
why
it.
nobody's watching that.
I found a new video last night called toothpaste and orange juice.
You sent it to me.
Yeah. I
It had
watched
one.
that.
It had one view when I found it.
Uh-huh.
It was
How do you?
a kid
How do you
was
find
a kid.
things?
It's not hard
brushing
to
his
find.
teeth and then taking a big old gulp of orange juice and going, ugh, this is torture.
Did either
I'm
of you
doing
watch
it
my
again.
video on the mini game in Wind Waker?
Oh, I didn't get a
Blue
chance to
Scaboon?
watch that now.
I considered it, but I was too busy watching toothpaste and orange juice on repeat for 6 hours.
Ugh.
Well, it's a very interesting video of how computer programmers beat Sploosh Kaboom on the Wind Waker. It's very cool.
Sheesh.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Cool.
Wow.
Do you guys want to play D&D?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, I want to.
Say it the real
Why'd you
way.
phrase it like that?
No, I said I want to.
Okay. What do you mean the real way, Phoenix? Dungeons and Dragons? Is that what you would prefer?
The real way.
Alright, well, I don't really know what you're saying
This is-
right now.
this is ominous.
So I'm gonna move on, I think. Alright, let's
Okay.
start with a little recap. So, last time on Dungeon Party Bright Futures, our students made their way back to campus on the back of an ancient gold dragon named Samaranth, who didn't like them at one point, but now thinks they're pretty cool. They came home to some snacks left there by the school administrator, Mrs. Lee, and Tern jokingly said, "Oh, she didn't call us chickadees. It must be poisoned." And they drank it anyway. they, in fact, were poisoned and put the gang to sleep. After falling asleep, Shandi was awoken by a pair of men, one of them bald, one of them with a hood on, and he smelled like fermentation, who told them that a mutual friend wanted to speak to them, and that if he made any fuss, that someone close to him would probably not survive the night. Rowed him out into the middle of the lake at the campus in a rowboat, where another figure, a mohawk-wearing woman with 3 lip rings, was holding onto a bloody, bruised, and battered Johnson. I can't... their friend, the guard, Johnson, to be specific. The bald man pulled out a mirror, and turned out that they'd been sent by Lord Althea Resk, Shandi's adoptive father, and, well, sort of, and, as he would put it, owner. Resk was upset with Shandi, trying to cut ties, told him that he belonged to Resk, and that he would be nothing without him. And when Shandi said, "I'll do one last thing for you," Resk laughed, and then had his friends kick an unconscious Johnson into the water. Shandi did his best to try to get him out, but with the armor on him, and the fact that they were in the middle of the lake, and the fact that he woke Septon and not Tether, who had shape water, Johnson unfortunately perished. They spent the next day trying to figure out some clues about what might have happened, as well as figure out some solutions. Tether talked to the president, or the founder, and the, I suppose, president of the school, Casimir Orion, about trying to get Johnson resurrected. He said he could try to figure something out, as long as they had the money. Hey, thanks for gifting a sub to Chelsea, peeps. Appreciate it. And yeah, I think that's about all that happened. Oh, and then they made a giant to-do list. And they got a painting from Elias, their friend, their stag friend. And he said, "Come visit me sometime," and gave them an address. And that is where we left off as the weekend ended. And we head... Unless somebody has something they want to do on in-game Sunday. Michael, could your face be on camera, please?
I just had, like, the dream of being, like, the secretary in Powerpuff Girls.
Okay.
What an icon.
And I'm still shook that as a Circle of Spores druid, I am not immune to being poisoned until level 14!
Yeah. But, like, we would love to see your beautiful face.
I thought you accepted my joke answer.
Would anybody like to do anything on the in-game Sunday, or do we want to jump straight into Monday and classes with your new teacher, Averth Relsinian?
Monday time.
Cool!
Monday.
As we go into Monday, guess what time it is? It's time skip time!
Potluck! Oh.
Hey.
Hey!
There a funeral for Johnson, or is everyone just like, nah, forget about that guy?
Hey, he could still come back.
Yeah, people sort of just
We
moved
don't
on.
exactly know.
That's
Tyler put him in the fridge. Put him in the fridge. Put him in the fridge.
We gotta wait the, 10 days? Or is it a week?
my birds all week are replaced by crows.
Oh my god.
Hey,
Aw.
That's absolutely terrifying.
hey, if we level up, Tether can bring him back.
You just leveled up, dog.
I know. It's more of a
Level
joke.
6?
Animate dead.
You get that at level 6?
Is Animate Dead really
Oh wait, I get it level.
zombifying?
You're level 5.
Oh yeah, I could turn him into a
Wow.
zombie.
Isn't there another
Really
third
bring
level
him
spell?
back?
That might be
Isn't there-
worse.
Isn't there a different third level spell that can bring someone back?
I
Not
don't have
Revivify?
revive.
unless you're a cleric.
No one has that. Plus, it's been.
But Zymor is conveniently not religious.
What do you mean conveniently? I've sent you all lore documents.
As if
I
we
read
were
them.
I feel like I
dossier.
would have remembered that.
They're the technological country. Of course they're not
Also,
religious.
I read a lot. It's hard to remember.
Oh, big brain Chelsea over here.
I don't read a lot.
I read books.
Oh, I started reading
I read emails.
I started reading a fantasy novel written for children at my work today, and I'm very invested, actually. It's pretty good. It's called The Last Wind Witch. You should check it out. Anyway, one time skip. Yay! So, let me give you a little breakdown first before we jump in there of the week. So, the week for the most part is a fairly standard week. You know, as standard as a week after one of your good friends was killed by assassins can be. Tactics will be the same as the week before, and taught by Agile Mask, the Tabaxi tracker. But academics will be taken over by Averith Railsinian. Sweet Averith is visibly not cut out to teach. He's not the most articulate gentleman, and he definitely has a hard time planning any sort of lessons or figuring out the lessons plans from Elitha's journal. Though the lesson plans from Elitha's journal are starting to run out because it's been like several weeks since you saw her last, so he's starting to have to wing it a little bit. But you do get the sense that he knows a ton of historical anecdotes and details, and he also knows way more than you expected about the propagation and development of arcane magic. He also sheepishly admits to having developed a spell or two in his time. He's pretty, for someone as young as him, it seems that he's done quite a bit. Yeah, he spent a lot of his life studying. You also notice he has a fun little trait. Whenever he's reading, he sort of wiggles his butt as though he were a dog wagging his tail. So that's
throw that badonk around.
Yeah, throwing that. Well, he's got a pretty flat ass, to be honest with you, but
Just thirsty for the lore.
sure. It seems to be just sort of like an unconscious tick of his. Yeah, and nothing terribly unusual will happen this week. So we have. What do you guys want to do this week? You got your academic focus, your extracurricular focus, and your other thing. If you want to turn in points, that counts as your extracurricular focus for the week.
I have a possibly dangerous question about points.
Okay.
Are you keeping track of them?
Yes.
Good, because I haven't been.
I have. I think I've linked you guys the thing.
I think you did too. I just haven't looked at it in a long time.
I am keeping track of them and can tell you where you're at.
I'm pretty sure it's pinned.
Pinned.
Yeah.
Oh wait. No, the system's pinned, but where is the spreadsheet?
I can literally send it to you right now.
Love a good spreadsheet.
Can you figuratively send it to us?
Oh, there's the roll tracker. I gotta update that. Oh, shoot.
Hey, 1 second. This is about to get weird on stream. Sorry. Don't look at the thing that says Tern is ready to fuck. Please.
Excuse me?
Well, okay, but you can't. You have to read the second line.
Ing, avenge his coach.
There it is.
It says I need access.
Shit, fuck, damn. Alright, watch this shit.
I could have sworn
Now
we've
you
seen it
can do it.
before.
Click it again.
Oh, I'm in.
There you go.
I'm in.
I may have sent a request access message.
I will not look at your request to access it.
It just says, Blake, give me access.
I'm not looking at that.
Gimme.
Wait, we can edit it and access it?
Don't edit it, please.
Please.
I'm not gonna be
Got
a cheater, but
Why
I might
does
be a little cheater.
Don't cheat.
Why do some of us have way less points than others?
No, we all have 4 points.
Except
some-
for Tern, who
Tern
has
is
5, and Tether, who has 4.
Some people
Shanji, who has 3?
decided to study extra.
Oh, right. They're extracurricular.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Septon's not going to do that.
So. Yeah.
Or Paul.
You should all have 3, except some people have done more. Tether's done 1 more. Tern has done 2 more. So.
I guess I take my academics seriously.
Okay, so let's go around talk about academic focuses for the week. Tether, where you wanna focus? Tern, where do you want to focus? We'll come back to you.
Double Colrail, baby.
Oh, so you're doing your extracurricular on Colrail as well?
Hell yeah. Me and Coley.
Cool.
Broccoli. Cauliflower.
Okay, Una, what do you want to focus on academically?
See, this is why you guys should all build a roll table like I did, and then just roll to represent your character.
Here's the thing, that's what your character would do?
No, that's what Phoenix
Not
would do.
what...
Phoenix, I question the evenness of your roll table.
Well, I've stopped rolling since there's been some character developments.
I was gonna say there's 6 points in politics.
Hey, but theoretically, it could happen.
I question the fairness of this roll table.
My roll table is just politics.
Politics all the way down.
But he has to roll because the dice are not important. I don't understand it.
All right.
Dice as a mechanic.
I'm just gonna stick with academics
Cool.
because the man to the left of me is giving me a headache. And I can't think.
You spent some time with Averith this week. You probably
You're here too.
you probably we'll keep going. Septon,
Septon's all about the politics.
you and Tern just buttering up Coral. Sean D.
I'm sticking with tactics.
Cool. Oh, that's the wrong one. Tether.
Can I do academics, please?
Sure can. All right, so Tern has decided for his extracurricular activity he's going to focus on politics. Tether and Una, you spend the week sort of picking Averth's brain, and you get the sense that he's got a lot to share. He might not be the most helpful as a teacher. It's definitely not his strong suit, but he is a worldly scholar, and he knows quite a bit. He even starts talking to you guys about some of the theory behind spellcraft, which may or may not resonate with you, but he seems pretty excited about it. So, those of you focusing on politics spend a lot of time with Colrell, and they're fairly excited about your progress thus far. They actually start talking about wanting to give you guys a real-world test of some of these techniques fairly soon, and are asking you guys about what planes of existence you've been to before. And,
All of them.
and Sean D, Agile Mass takes a bit of a liking to you as you spend more time focusing in his classes, and he starts actually taking you out on brief excursions just into the woods, and teaching you to track a little bit.
Cat Squad.
Cat Squad. Cool. So extracurricularly, what are people wanting to focus on? Turn's done. Everybody else, what do you want to do?
Like to catch in that check, baby.
Great. You are cashing in. What are you doing? What's the plan?
I would like to get a tactics feat that is Polearm Master. She has a staff now, and she didn't know how to use it, so she went to Texas a lot to learn how to use it, and she's spinning that baby like a baton now.
Yeah, it looks good. If there is a stat upgrade with Polearm Master, you don't get that, but you get everything else.
I love that.
Cool. Yeah, no, you've been spending a lot of extra hours in the training fields. Agile Mask doesn't use a polearm, so to speak, but he's able to help you out a little bit. And you actually talk to some of the guards who are spear wielders, and they teach you a couple of spins and tricks. And you feel a lot more confident with your ability to spin that staff around. Spin that thing around. Cool. Who else? We got Shandi, we got Una, we got Septon.
I mean, I'm gonna cash in as well for defensive duelist.
Great, defensive duelist. How many? Wait, how does that cost? I don't fucking remember.
3, I think.
So you'll have 1 left. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Similar. You and Tether probably. Actually, Agile Mask probably can teach you about this because this is the kind of combat that you see. He primarily does use a bow, but he also uses a one-handed weapon. It's a very thin sword. So he teaches you a couple tricks, and you also feel a lot more confident in your ability. And you have a really good sparring partner in your Echo. You can. I mean.
Yeah.
You have a very good person to practice against. Great. Una and Septon. You both have projects that you had been working on if you want to continue that.
Oh yeah, that's what I want to do. I don't want to cash anything in yet, but I will keep working with Chef.
Great. So go ahead and make that check. What did I make you do last time?
What is that check?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Isn't it the just roll a d20 and the?
Usually I write this shit down, but I didn't.
I'm looking at the system. When a student begins a new project, clock will be started. A blah blah blah.
Yeah, but there's like a skill check. We decided on a skill check. I just don't remember what it was.
I think you changed up the skill check.
I think it was.
Or you said you were going to.
I think it was sleight of hand. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Alright, sleight of hand. That's a 16.
16, so that is a normal success. You get another week worth of progress. He teaches you a couple of new skills. He mostly pawns you off in Nalere for the week, though. It seems like he's been cooking up a storm recently. But she teaches you some basic knife work, as well as helps you start finding your way around the kitchen a little bit better. Some of the more obscure instruments she starts introducing you to. So you feel as though you're making some progress.
Stuff.
Una.
Keep working on my project as well.
Great. So deception is the roll for you.
Bada boopy. 17.
17. That is a success. That is a normal 1 week of progress. As opposed to the last time you worked on this, you are starting to feel as though you can make this sort of intrusive alien voice be a bit convincing, or you could disguise it a little bit better. All of a sudden, you catch a couple of the bros from Felfret who are around off guard as you like put a thought into their head, something like, I wish I could get some hot chocolate right now, and they like will stop in their tracks and then turn towards the dining hall. And you're like, okay, yeah, that could. You feel as though you're progressing. You feel as though you still have a little ways to go. It's definitely you're only getting a success every maybe 2 out of 10 times you're trying, but you are definitely making progress. Cool. And any folks have?
I probably would have. We don't have to RP it, but I probably would have picked Averth's brain. Averth.
Well, this could be your RP for the week if you want, unless you want to do something else.
I don't really want to, so fine. Sure, yeah.
Yeah, Averth is his name. Averth Ralstinian.
Okay.
So, what do you want to talk to him about?
As soon as he started getting into theory about spellcraft, I probably would have brought it up.
Cool. So yeah, this is probably just like after class sometime as you've stayed behind to talk to him. He's also definitely asked both you and Shandi to explain some of Elitha's notes to him in the past, so this might have been one of those times where it progressed into that direction. So yeah, you're there. He's talking about spellcraft.
Oh,
what do you want to? Yeah, we're here. We're in this and action. Yes, and it's really quite interesting because you have to put a lot of yourself into these spells because, well, I suppose you could make it generic, but then oftentimes it doesn't work in the same way that it normally would. Though it can't be so specific that others can't recreate it unless you are trying to really develop a signature spell for yourself. But I'm of the opinion that knowledge should be shared. So,
what would you say is the difference between just a spell and an ability?
Well, that's a great question. For the most part, spells require somatic, materials of some kind. Somatic, verbal, or physical materials. There's these components that go into the casting of a spell. Oftentimes when we find things like abilities, like, it's not a good song. Like, for example, your ability, sorry, 1 second. Cool, never mind. Like your ability, for example, that seems to be something more ornate, though that does not make it any less arcane. Hi.
We are back.
Averth's brain was so big it crashed the stream.
Sure did. 1
Sorry, I
second.
peed on the computer.
Don't know if I'll ever forgive you, Michael.
It looked like a portable potty.
Okay, we're back. We're back for good. We're back. We're great. Hopefully. This will be fun to edit later. Sure. I don't remember what I was saying. What were we talking about? Oh yes. Well, so there's two types of both magic and abilities. I'm sure you're aware. There's divine and arcane. Divine does come from greater deities, typically of a good expression, though not always. It's just the deities of an evil expression tend to be less willing to share. What you have does seem to me to be arcane, not divine. It's quite similar to several spells that I know of, but you don't have the knowledge of these spells. You haven't studied them, nor do I think you can cast other spells. Am I correct?
Well, it's sort of. I don't know if it's. I don't know if it's been because I've been just thinking about it more and finding more areas to use it in, but I do find it getting stronger in some way. And then this one thing happened where we were messing around with the kids from the other school.
Yes.
And I think I ended up actually manipulating one of their thoughts.
Whoa, well that's interesting.
I don't know if that's part of it, or did I accidentally do a spell? I don't really know.
Well, without further research into your bloodline and others that might have this ability, I'm afraid I don't have too much I could help you with. But the fact that it is changing and growing is definitely more of a sign of it being an ability rather than a spell. Spells tend to be stagnant. You can put more firepower into most spells, but for the most part, the frame and the structure of them remains the same, no matter how much you grow. And an ability will change and grow with its user. Only when you get to the upper echelons of magic, the 9th tier of magic, do you have more of the spells that can be changed per the user. And 9th tier and above, I should say, but 10th tier magic and higher isn't, well, used by mortals too often. I would say keep developing this, keep looking into this. It seems to me to be a gift rather than a curse, and a quite interesting one at that. I do wish I had more time to study it and help you figure it out, but, well, there's plenty of scholars around here. Perhaps one of them could help you.
Thank you.
Yes, of course.
As long as it's semi-normal, I suppose.
Well, I've never seen it manifest specifically in this way with anyone before, but I wouldn't call it abnormal. We live in a fantastic world where really anything is possible, so I wouldn't be too self-conscious about it.
Well, thank you.
Yes, of course.
I'm gonna start leaving, but then Averth's an elf?
Half elf.
Half elf. I'm gonna start leaving, but then turn around just before I get to the door. You seem to know a lot about the world.
Yes.
Have you ever heard of Gul'dak or the Cloud of Devastation? No. Una's heart stops. That facial expression.
Your hair should have been a clue. Yes. I am familiar with the Cloud of Devastation. In passing. Unfortunately, my interest in mythical creatures and otherworldly entities is a recent one, so most of my study hasn't sent me in that direction, but I do know a bit about the Cloud of Devastation. Is there anything you'd like to know in particular?
Just more?
Yes.
About all I know is, oh shit, what do I know? I was literally just on my notes about this. Hold on, let's see if I can remember. About all I know is that there was a cult surrounding it, And I believe the cult was taken out at some time.
Yes, they were destroyed. Unfortunately, not entirely. As an organization, they were destroyed. As a people, it is clear that they lived on, and their descendants, though it skips generations here and there, have been cursed by their ancestors' contact with the cloud. That thing I said about more of a blessing than a curse earlier still applies, though, in factual terms, I do believe it is a curse that supplied you this power. Not an active curse by any means, but, one of those pesky bloodline curses. I knew a halfling with a bloodline curse a while back. Sorted it out pretty quickly, though. Good friends with his son now.
And any warning signs I should be aware of
Well,
when this turns, maybe if it turns more curse than blessing?
Yes. Well, if you hear voices in your head that don't belong to you, perhaps telling you to do things that you wouldn't normally do, that society would not find acceptable, that might be a sign of the cloud of devastation being reborn within you, which was said to one day occur. But there are many descendants of that bloodline. There's nothing to say that you're the one that will gestate and release the terrible plague across the land that is the cloud of devastation.
Yeah.
In fact, the chances of it being you are slim to none. I wouldn't even worry about it.
And just one more question.
Yes.
How many halflings do you know of with hair like mine?
Personally, no others. In anecdote or in passing, there's, in theory, hundreds out there.
I can't dye it. I've tried.
Yes, that's not terribly surprising. Curses are pretty finicky about that sort of thing. Do your parents have this same colored hair?
They both just have black hair.
Yes, well, it skips generations, of course. I can say that you are not alone in the world. There are several hundred others out there. I couldn't tell you where they were, but I could look into it for you if you'd like.
If you have spare time.
I'm fairly...
I've been going...
I am fairly busy, but for a good student such as yourself, I can definitely spare the time. I actually might have a new research assistant soon, so that would actually make my life quite a bit quicker and easier. It seems the tower provided to me nearby by the Sortilegium. There's some folks around, and one of them is a bright young lad who's actually quite excited to help me in my research. But I'll look into it, and if you need some help of places to look, I've been speaking to a student, she practically lives in the library.
Ellie?
Yes, Ellie. I've been speaking to her about actually several matters that I've been curious about. She is a great resource to go to. She knows where to find, well, everything in here, and if it's not here, she probably has a good idea of where it would be.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She's quite nice. It's a good work ethic and very bright. If she could cast spells, why, I'd be training her to be my replacement, frankly. It's a joke. I wouldn't get to pick my replacement, of course. But.
Oh. Again, thank you. I know I probably look very freaked out. That's only because I am.
Yes.
But I think I'll be okay.
I would be in your shoes as well, but rest assured you've got quite a good support system around here, and if there's any place to go to destroy a cursed bloodline, this isn't a half bad place to start.
And I skedaddle out of there, and I go to my room
See you
and
tomorrow.
just stare blankly at the ceiling. I do not cry.
Join the cursed squad, Una.
Yeah.
Cursed squad.
The water's warm, nearly boiling.
I'm part of Cult Squad. I'm part of Curse Squad. Woo!
I really hope everything converges on the college at once. Like every favor gets called in at the same time. And Tern's just hanging out.
Zugtamoy comes out
Just
of the
shows up.
earth.
She's just fucking hanging out.
Goldock
Zugtamoy.
comes. Goldock ascends on. They just go, and then they make sweet, sweet love on the campus.
Speaking of Ellie, Septon, unless you have, do you have a RP that you specifically want to do?
I did actually.
Okay, then
have
go
an
for
RP I wanted
it.
to
Because
do.
this I wrote down as optional between this week or next week, so we'll do it next week.
Does this mean if I keep coming up with RPs, it doesn't happen?
You're gonna like it.
No, I gotta talk to. Well, I'm supposed to talk to Casimir Orient, but I think Mrs. Lee is probably a more appropriate place to start with that.
You go and find Mrs. Lee. She's in her office. She's still in a bit of an emotionally fragile state and very apologetic when you enter, but...
Hey, Mrs. Lee, how you doing?
Hello, my little chickadee. How are you? Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I actually came to ask you something. Kind of want to coordinate for the school. I was talking to a professor up at Felfrit.
Oh, we want to do another inter-school event!
Yeah, another inter-school event. Yeah.
Very good!
He told me to talk to my headmaster. I thought maybe I should run it by you real quick.
Master Orion he's quite busy all the time. I would be the one.
He's got other stuff going on.
Yes, he does.
So Dr. Russ was who I talked to.
Dr. Russ, right?
He wants to help us fight and kill a demon. Little.
So she was taking notes, and then when you said demon, her pencil snapped. Sorry, a demon?
Yeah, no, that's his specialty. His office is full of dead demons. And we've got one kind of like contained, and he was like, I'll help you out with it. Could do a little, inter-school bonding, kill a demon together.
Now, Septon, as much as I'm a fan of inter-school bonding, I don't know if demon slaying is really the activity that you first years should be participating in. Seems a bit advanced, doesn't it?
I 100% agree with you, Mrs. Lee. How can we get out of this?
Oh, so you don't want it to happen?
I mean, we do have to deal with it at some point. It keeps following me around.
There's a demon following you around on this campus? Is it here?
Probably.
Is it here now?
Is it here now, Blake?
Yep.
Septon looks down. Yeah, no, it's here. Dory, contained. Balthazar, you want to say anything?
No response.
Yeah, no, he's quiet at the moment.
Well, maybe we should do the demon slaying, activity then, maybe, perhaps.
Right, I mean, Dr. Russ told me it sounds like he's pretty much contained, unless we do something stupid. Like listen to him. We haven't been doing that so far. We're not listening to the demon.
That's probably for the best.
But Dr. Russ did kind of seem like the only expert I've met who knew anything about what was going on.
Well, why don't we turn the demon over to him and he can just deal with it then? I could arrange that.
Every time I walk away from the demon, he comes back. He's in this here hourglass.
Oh, great. Good. Well, if you... my desk's a bit... I just cleaned it. If you wouldn't mind just taking that right off there.
Alrighty then. Something that, like, gyroscopically making sure he doesn't flip it over as he puts it on his belt. Actually, that's a good question. If I dropped the hourglass and it happened to turn over...
I don't know. What would happen?
Oh, so it's... Okay. I wasn't sure if it was, like, an intentional thing, or... Well, we're not going to do that.
Why don't I, Why don't I run this by some folks? If you don't... I'm a bit busy at the moment. I've, scheduling to do. If you don't mind, I'll send you a note when things have been more cleared up. And, She's like bouncing in her chair, like anxiously looking at the hourglass and looking at the door, then at you.
All right, I'll take care of this. In the meantime, nothing's gonna happen. But remember, if something does, Dr. Russ is probably who we want to reach out to.
Dr. Russ. Dr. Russ.
Thanks, Mrs. Lee.
And as you leave, he says, "Yes, thank you, Mrs. Lee." She goes, she hides under her desk.
Someone's gonna close the door. Be like, maybe I should have gone to Casimir first.
Cool. Who else? We got Shandi, we got Tern, we got Tether. What do you want to do?
Mrs. Lee sends in her resignation the next day.
I need to think of something else because I was gonna do something, but then I reread the rules of Animate Dead and it doesn't work.
Oh.
I was gonna make little cheerleaders out of dead squirrels and stuff to cheer everyone up.
Yeah, not quite how that spell works.
Yeah. Humanoid.
Anybody got something?
I haven't thought of one yet, if someone else wants to go first, but I'm formulating one right now.
Cool. You got anything, Phoenix?
Like an RP?
Yeah. Or just an event. Something you'd like to do.
Nah, I mean...
I got one if people want more time.
Cool.
Yeah, go ahead, because I'm just doing politics stuff, so
Yeah.
can't really think of anything in particular.
If you want to pass, you can pass, too.
I'm just gonna say that Tern is very quiet this week.
Cool.
Colrell told Tether to come see them on Monday.
That's true.
Well, about that, that's probably what I should do and not try to make dead squirrels.
All right, probably after politics class, then you stick behind, and Coral says, "Yes, Tether, what can I help you with?"
I'm here.
You're here. You are here.
Remember?
Tether, I'm afraid I don't. I had a bit of a
Come back.
rager this weekend down in hell, so it was a little fuzzy.
Oh. Tether, come back on Monday, and then we'll talk.
Yes,
That's what you said.
Yes, but you're gonna have to remind me what we were going to talk about because I'm afraid I don't remember.
Oh, okay. We have a body. Johnson's body.
Yes, William's body, yes. And
Oh, you said to come back on Monday.
yes, but Tether, I don't remember why I told you to do that, because between our last conversation and now, I was drinking nothing but hell's most disgusting ale and forgetting everything that happened to me the week before.
How do they make that in hell?
You probably don't want to know how the sausage gets made, so to speak.
I've been very interested about hell and all that.
Yes. Well, maybe we can rectify that in the near future. Got a bit of a field trip planned. Should be fun.
Oh, are we gonna see my mom?
She's in the abyss, not hell. They're different.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah.
There's a lot of different things.
You're right, Tether. There are a lot of different things.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Because Johnson died.
Yes, William is dead.
And then I preserved his body, and then I came to you and said, "Do we know anyone who could resurrect him?" And you said, or bribe, or like persuade. And also, I remember I promised a favor if you help. But also, and then you said, "Come Monday, because then you might have something."
Yes. Okay, this is ringing some bells. Unfortunately, William's death did hit me a bit
Where?
stronger than I expected. So instead of looking for solutions, I drowned my sorrows in hell. But
Okay, come back Wednesday?
I did talk to, well, I didn't initiate this conversation, but Casimir Orion did speak to me. He seems to have secured a contact in Caerleone who would be willing to take on this project.
Okay, cool. So what do I have to do?
I believe you've already done everything. The body is already in transport, as well as all of the gold you paid. Unfortunately, it will take longer than the 10 days to get there, so it will be risky. It's not a 100% chance that we'll be seeing Sweet Johnson again, but it's possible.
Can I re-up that? I could go too.
It's already been sent, Tether.
I could go then. I could go now and run.
I don't think you would be able to catch up. It was in a horse-drawn carriage.
I could summon a bird and fly on the bird.
You'd be missing classes if you did that. Don't worry, they have it well underhand.
Okay.
I appreciate your concern, but I trust that it will work out fine. It just might take a while.
How long?
Couldn't tell you.
Or are we talking like week or month?
Probably closer to month.
Okay. Oh, also, because Johnson was a guard, right? Do they need help with guarding?
Oh, they're fully staffed. No worries there. I appreciate that you're trying to help out, Tether, but I think the best thing you can do right now is focus on your studies.
Yeah, but there are times I don't have to focus on my studies, and I want to focus on something else.
Perhaps, in those times, you should focus doubly on your studies.
Like, but when you're focusing, how do you multiply focusing?
I couldn't tell you that. I don't focus very hard at any time. You could also go to a party, socialize.
A party is a gathering
Yes.
of people.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Not always people. Depends on the kind of parties you're going to.
are there fish parties?
Absolutely, there are fish parties.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't feel comfortable with the whole revelry thing. But we're socializing right now. I could just sit down and maybe read something.
Tether, I'm going to give you some an extra credit assignment.
Like an extra credit. Oh, if I get the extra credit, can you give it to Sean D?
Sure, Tether, yes.
Okay, cool.
I want you to go into town, into Kelshar.
I've never been to Kelshar. I
know.
I probably can't find it. So
Well,
maybe
you
something
have
else.
You have some friends. They can help you find it.
Okay.
I want you to go to a tavern. I want you to order a drink for a stranger and have a conversation with them.
Septon works at a bar.
Perhaps you go to that bar.
Can the person be Septon?
No, a stranger. Someone you do not know.
But I don't have any money.
Well, I'm sure your friends have some. And I'm sure if you ask Mrs. Lee, you could get some from her as well. Tell her it's for class, and she'll be happy to give it to you.
Okay.
Take your time. There's no due date on this assignment, but Sean D will get extra credit if you do it.
Cool.
Great. Will that be all, Tether?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right. Well, then I will take my leave. I'll see you
Where
later.
are you going?
I'm going back to my house, Tether.
Can I come?
I'd prefer if you didn't.
Okay, maybe some other time.
Yes, maybe some other time, Tether.
Wednesday?
How about on Wednesday we talk again and schedule another time?
Okay, I'll knock on your door on Wednesday. Bye!
Great. Coral chuckles sort of defeatedly as you leave. Shandi, you got anything you want to do this week, RP-wise? Also, welcome back.
Thank you. I switched cameras because my other one apparently is having a moment. Do these RPs have to happen on campus, or can I do an? Okay, I want to go to Kelshar and ask around a tavern, probably the one Septon works at, and just sort of inquire with, I guess, whoever's manning the bar that night, to see if I can find any more information about the 3-piercing woman, just in general.
Sure. So the person you run into that night is a fairly suave Genasi man. I don't remember which type of Genasi. I think he was Earth Genasi. I don't remember.
Yeah, I remember it, Earth Genasi.
Earth sounds right.
Yeah, there was an Earth. He's an Earth Genasi man, and he welcomes you in. He doesn't recognize you, but it's like, welcome to the Emerald Rock. What can I help you with today?
I was hoping that you could provide me with some useful information.
All right, useful information tends to come with a drink.
Well, I'll take whatever you recommend then.
He sort of looks at you, sort of furrows his eyebrows, looks around. What kind of drink are you looking for here? Something alcoholic? Some kid stuff?
Kid stuff? No. Something... Well, what do you have on the menu that's refined?
Refined? We've got a couple of wines.
Hmm.
Do you have any preference? Any wine preference?
Well, what vintages do you have?
Vintages do we have? I'm gonna come clean here, kid. I was pulling your leg. I thought you'd never drank before, but clearly I was the one in the wrong. And he lists off a number of. They're not that nice. You've seen these in the Resk wine cellars, but they're like bottom shelf for them. They're not. You get the sense that they're not like bad, but they do not live up to like the tastes of Lord Althea Resk.
I don't think I'm gonna be that particular. I'll just take a common vintage, whatever I see.
Yeah, he pulls one out, pours you a glass, slides you it. Says 3 copper.
All right.
And that information you were hoping to get?
Well, I'm looking for someone in particular, someone that I believe might be around these parts.
All
a
right.
woman, mohawk, and 3 piercings.
Mohawk and 3 piercings. I mean, if you've ever been to Flatfix Junction, that could be pretty much anyone you run into up there.
These were distinct. They were gold.
Do you
I
remember?
Forgot the other 2 again.
Remember?
Gold wasn't the one I remembered last week. I remembered a different one, but I forgot the other 2. It was a gold, black, and silver?
No. It was, I believe, actually, no, I don't remember. But I'm pretty sure it was gold, platinum, and then a strange bluish metal that you don't know of.
Okay. Yes, gold, platinum, and a strange bluish metal. It would stand out.
No, yeah, gold, silver, and a strange blue metal. Yeah. You know, kid, I wish I could help you, but I tend to stick around these parts. I can point you towards a place that might know more about her, though.
Any help you can provide would be useful to me.
Yes. So it's up in Flatfish Junction. It is, well, it's about as divey as dives get up there. It's called the Bent Nail. If you do head up there, I suggest not going alone, and I suggest going ready for a fight.
Very well. Well, your help is much appreciated.
Anytime. Your patronage was much appreciated.
Yes, thank you for the wine as well.
You're old enough to drink that, right? Nah.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yes.
And then he sort of sidles off to another customer. And then a couple minutes later, a tiefling girl sort of like runs in and like tugs on the back of his apron, and he just sort of brushes her off, and she frustratedly stamps her foot and runs into the back room. But that's just flavor. It's two NPCs that I've been developing an on-again, off-again relationship for in the background.
Good.
Just for fun. Cool. And with that, the first week draws to a close. So, let me navigate you guys on over to the calendar page in Map Tool.
The first week of college.
The first week of college.
Finally over.
Syllabus week is done.
Now, you are almost through your second month of school, actually. Cool. So you should be able to see this, right? You're on the map tool.
Yeah.
You can see the calendar?
Yeah.
Great.
But shouldn't we be... Didn't
Oh,
the
don't worry. I'm doing it.
29th just get finished?
Sure did. Look at that.
Look at that.
Oh, I'm looking at it, and I like it.
Cool. As you head into the last week of Celestius and start heading into... Boom. Why is this hidden? It doesn't need to be fucking hidden. Change to... Background. Boom. Vagelius. Some things happen. It will be another time skip week. But... not quite as standard as before. The week will begin Monday morning with Mrs. Lee asking you to fill out a survey about any additional fields that you would like to be trained in so that she can begin to arrange for professionals to be hired to do so. It's pretty open-ended, but she does request that all of you at least express interest in some things. It's fine if they overlap, but she just wants to get a good sense of things that you guys want to start learning. She also lets you know that on the 2nd of Agelius, a former Zymorian court mage, Hezelfast Emberly, who actually was originally going to be the arcane consultant for the program, but since none of you are really arcane casters, he didn't end up getting brought on. But there is going to be a lecture for him, from him scheduled for the 2nd. The rest of your classes on that day are canceled, and there is going to be a big guest lecture in the Tower of Study. So, yeah. All right, let's start off with academic focuses. Tether, what do you want to focus on? Oh, also, that last week, Tern, you made 10 gold, Una, you made 15, and Septon, you made 15.
I don't think Tern went to work last week.
Okay, then you did not make any gold.
Something... I mean, we have academics, politics, and we have
tactics.
combat and tactics. We don't really have, like, a magic type thing.
Oh, no,
doesn't
sorry,
mean that-
this isn't... I mean, like, which of the three do you want to focus on this week?
I thought we were doing the survey. I'm
No, we'll
so
get to that
sorry.
next. You're good.
I think I'll just do academics again.
Cool. Tern.
I would like to do politics again.
Just once or twice?
Twice.
Jesus, racking up them points. Una. You currently have 4 in academics.
Yeah. I'm gonna do academics again.
Cool. Septon.
Just one in politics.
Cool. And Shandi.
I'm gonna join Tern in politics, or Septon as well, I guess, in
Cool.
politics.
Great. All right.
His room.
Okay. So let's do extracurricular focuses first, and then we'll get to the survey. Does anybody have one that they Tern? You're already done. You're just hanging out with Coral a whole lot, learning as much as you can. Are you going to work this week? No. You didn't come through.
Weird. Why am I not coming through? I like to have my fan on and it's like doing weird noise canceling stuff. No.
Cool. Then you won't make money this week.
Whatever.
Who needs it?
Anybody else have anything they want to work on this week? Extracurricularly.
I'll keep up with the chef project.
Cool. Make that sleight of hand check.
Also, wait, did we get paid last week?
You did 15 gold.
I didn't write that down. That's only a 10.
10 is 1 week of progress. You are steadily progressing. It's definitely you're definitely not doing as well as you did last week, but Chef has started actually to come help you a little bit more than just passing you off to Nalare. Cool. Who's next?
Same as last week.
Cool. Make that deception check.
11.
11 is enough for 1 week of progress as well. Despite not feeling as hot about the process, you are getting more and more successes. Maybe just not at the rate that you would have liked. Tether and Shandi.
Tether's learning more. She's becoming more curious, starting to question some things. So she's gonna try to like figure out her roots.
Cool. We'll make that a project.
Did you get my joke?
Yeah, I did. I liked it.
Thank you.
It's going to be a project, and I think in order to fully research your roots, that's going to be a clock out of 4. So go ahead and make a history check for me.
Okay, I just realized I didn't roll a dice the entire time last session, and my dice are still packed. 1 second.
Cool, no worries. Shandi, you got anything?
Yeah, I think I also am going to be starting a project. This might be a 2-parter. I'll leave that up to your discretion.
Oh, sorry.
But Shanti has all these swords, but none of them are like his. So he's gonna start working on making his own sword, beginning with going to the library and studying the history of sword making.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be an extensive project, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to say phase 1 is study.
Okay.
Phase 2 is practice. And phase 3 is actual
Get beefy blacksmith arms.
creation. Yeah.
Yo, are we gonna go visit the blacksmith again?
Yeah, you could go talk to her. Cool. So, to start with, that is a history check. So I need a history check from both Tether and Shandi.
Okay. 17 from me.
17 from me.
Great! So that is a success for both of you. Just a regular old success. Tether, it's still a little hard because your reading level isn't awesome. And most of the books that you can find at your reading level about demons are like fairy tale level, like cautionary tales and stuff. So you're starting to learn a little bit, but it's nothing huge yet.
I should let you know, the end point of this like thing is if she's going to continue questioning, she's going to try to commune.
Oh god. Well, we'll make that a separate. You can start that project. later.
Yeah.
Cool. And Shandi, you go and you find some books on the art of sword making, and you spent several hours this week just sort of poring over these books, and you at this point are getting fairly caught up in like the theory of the thing and the history of the thing, because that's probably what interests you the most rather than the nitty-gritty. So you have to keep sort of forcing yourself back into like the how this actually works. So you don't make a whole lot of progress as far as like actually learning how it works, but you do get a pretty good primer of the history of swords in general and also how they are made.
Cool.
All right. So before we do the survey, there will be no RPs this week unless you have one that you really, really want to do. With the exception of Septon. as you are just sort of wandering around, one day, probably leaving from one class and just like taking in the fall, because this week is marked by a definite transition into mid-fall. The sunny days are replaced with brisk evenings and frosty mornings, and the banquet hall begins serving hot chocolate regularly. The flow of visitors from Kelshar begins to slow down, and there are days where the only people found in the library are you guys and Ellie, who seems to sleep here whenever she can get away with it. And speaking of Ellie, it is Ellie who catches up to you one of these days. Septed! Septed! She's like running out from the library.
Oh, hey. Ellie, right?
Yeah, hello. I'm Ellie. I don't remember. We have formally met, but whatever.
Yeah, it was in the library one time.
Yeah.
I was talking to Una and you were hanging out with her.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah. So, I'm doing some research. Mr. Railcidian has asked me to do some research into something, and I was coming to you because I know that you're from the Feywild and you actually might know about this, to ask what you know about it.
Oh, yeah. I'm not super good at, like, knowing things, but if I was there, I'd know.
Okay, well, you probably weren't, but I'll ask anyway. Have you heard of the Payadoir?
History check?
Yeah.
I love that I roll history checks so often on Septon, and I have a 0 in history. 16.
Yeah, you have heard of the Payadoir. Not from being in
How
the
do
Feywild.
How do I spell that?
There's some accents.
Give it to me.
It's a P and then an E with a little accent over it. Or wait,
Okay.
P-E and then the A has the accent over it, I think. Actually, I should just fucking double check, man.
P-E-A accent.
No, sorry. P-E with the accent, A with normal, D normal, O with the accent, and then the I, then R.
I didn't get any of that. I'm on D.
Okay. O with an accent,
With accent,
I-R.
I-R.
Yeah.
Alright.
Payadoir.
Payadoir. Got it.
Yeah, so I just wanted to sort of ask you, you have heard of it, not from living the Feywild, but you remember that the Payadoir were the things that Brahm let through the primal, the gate in the Primal Grove way back when.
I'm somewhat familiar
Oh,
with the Payadoir.
okay. How?
Not really. Go on.
No, I mean, I only know some things, and I was wondering. Here, let me tell you what I know, and then if you know anything more, maybe you could let me know about that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. So the Payadoir were magical constructs created by an archfey who, weirdly, whose name and memory have been wiped from even the verbal records of the Feywild, which I'm sure you know is pretty odd. So there's not a whole lot of information about these things. Apparently there were 5 of them, only 5, and they were somehow bound to another extinct species of Fey called the Cool She. But that's all I've got. Oh, and also that they were released into the material plane about 100 or so years ago.
Yeah, that's what I know about him.
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
100 years ago? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it does.
How the fuck old is Brahm?
Yeah.
I know the guy who released him into the material plane.
Oh, like from the Feywild?
Yeah. Probably doesn't want to talk about it.
Oh.
I also haven't talked to him in a few weeks. Is he okay?
Who is?
Sorry, I'm thinking out loud.
Yeah. Well, Master Railcidian said that you guys ran into a cool she recently, but it was acting all weird and doing all sorts of crazy stuff. So he had a hunch about the Payadoir, and he told me to look into it. I was hoping...
You said there's only 5 of them?
Yeah, only 5 of them that exist.
Huh. And you said they were made by a fae?
An archfey, yeah.
An archfey with no name recorded.
Well, it's more likely from my research that memory of this archfey has been erased. You must have really wronged somebody in the summer court or something. The Fae folk live by their tales and stories, so to get erased from history is a pretty big deal.
Oh yeah, believe me, I know about the telling of stories in the Feywild. But yeah, no, I mean, I don't know of any Fae who got erased from the stories. Although I suppose I wouldn't, would I?
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, I'm sorry I can't be more helpful.
No, it's all right. I mean, if you think of anything, just let me know. Because I also know that you used to be part of a theater troupe of some sort, right?
Yeah, my family, we were like performers.
Yeah.
We went around telling stories and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's. I was wondering if, like, in those stories or in those plays, there was any record of the Panduir, but it doesn't seem like you know them too well, so.
No, not that I can really remember.
All right. Well, thought I'd check in. If you think of anything else, let me know. Just trying to put together some info for Master Rail City. He's very nice. I didn't expect members of the Exosortologium to be so personable.
You should tell him that when Brahm and Elitha get back, he should ask them.
Oh, okay.
They were involved in the Panduir.
That might be.
Coming
I mean,
through.
that might be a little bit awkward, though.
It would be incredibly awkward, yes.
No, because you don't know about Averith and Elitha?
Oh man, Aver's always got some new girl, doesn't he? Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Well, no, they didn't date or anything. Oh my god, no, nothing like that. They were both up for the same spot at the Exosortologium, and they picked him. And she's sort of hated the Exosortologium ever since, so...
You could talk to Brahm.
Okay, yeah. I'll let him know.
Yeah, sorry I couldn't be more help, Ellie.
No, it's okay. I just figured, if you're trying to learn about the Feywild, go straight to the source.
Yeah, no, that's not in my area of expertise. If you need Feywild drinking songs, though...
If I
got
ever
a couple
do,
of those.
I'll talk to you about them. Speaking of drinks, do you know if Tether drinks?
What do you mean?
Like liquid?
Like, just like drinks water?
Sure.
Or drinks alcohol?
Any of the above.
Septon's gonna attempt to remember if he's ever seen Tether drink.
Make a history check.
Yeah. That's a 19. Michael, has Septon ever seen Tether drink a liquid?
If you've been with Tether, she drinks water.
Yeah.
Sometimes when it rains, she just stands with her mouth open.
Yeah, I've seen her drink water.
Oh, okay.
Like through her mouth normally.
Great.
I get the feeling you're asking something weird.
Follow-up question. Does she like to drink in the company of others? She's like staring at the ground, not making eye contact.
Like, hey, let's go get a drink, eh? Like
Sure.
that kind of thing? Or...
Sure, if that's how people do that.
Oh, I mean, like... I don't know, she never came through the bar. I don't think that's really her thing, but she's, like... Hang on, can I insight check Ellie?
Oh, yeah.
Can I see if Septon's general worldliness can pick up on anything going on here? It's only an 8.
Seems intrigued in Tether and uncomfortable in this conversation, but that's not surprising from everything you know about her. She doesn't seem like the type to talk to people often.
Ellie, I'll be honest, I'm a little confused by this question, but like
Well,
when
she's
me and...
she's really she's a fascinating
when me and my gang are like out traveling and it's mealtime, she eats and drinks with us just normally like everybody else does.
Cool, good. That's good notes for my research. So,
Happy to help.
yeah. Thanks. Bye.
No problem.
But she doesn't move. She just stands there, like as though staring at the ground, as though she cannot move.
Captain's gonna look around and then start walking away.
Cool. Cool. Let's get to the on the second, you all gather in the tower, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait.
What was the supposed lecturer's name again?
Hezelfast Emberly, a former Zymorian court mage, and he never shows. After about half an hour, Mrs. Lee dismisses you guys and says she'll go check in on him, but you don't hear anything about it for the rest of the week. All right, the thing, the thing.
If you never showed up, could I have, when I went into town during the week, could I have had my ears out
Sure.
for anything?
Yeah, make an investigation check for me.
Come on, baby. 22.
His name doesn't seem to be just on the street, really, but you drop a little suggestion, maybe mentally, here and there. He's an old gnome who was pretty important in the power structure of Zymor for a while, but he resigned mysteriously, probably like 20 years ago. And he's been living, not in town, but fairly nearby in his tower. Or actually, it's not actually that nearby at all, now that I think about it. He's been living in his tower ever since. Sometimes he comes around here. And goes to the giving. No, that's not the potion shop in town. But
Anyone seen him?
nobody's seen him recently.
Okay, okay. Cool. And we were just told he was coming. It wasn't like he was on campus and then didn't show up.
No,
Okay.
yeah, you hadn't seen him. He never arrived. He never showed up to campus when he was supposed to.
Okay.
Cool. So the survey. Tether, you were saying something that you were interested in.
Oh yeah. Like a person who knows about magic. I'm so sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine if that's what you want to fill out. What else? What other things are folks wanting to learn?
Say tactics specifically for dungeon crawling.
Interesting.
And
Okay.
specifically decision fatigue.
Okay.
In dungeon crawling.
Sure.
I guess like taking the opposite, or not the opposite, but a different approach to Una, tactics related to 1v1 dueling and surviving on your own.
Okay.
Shauny's out, guys. Shawnee fucking left.
You wake up and he's gone.
Yeah.
This doesn't just have to relate to academics, tactics, politics. This can be anything. This could be like blacksmithy. This could be alchemy. Like whatever you're interested in.
Electives.
Yeah, pretty much. These are your electives. Yeah.
I don't know how to put this, but like,
Getting girls.
no.
Sorry.
That's not. Listen, Thubius isn't in this campaign.
Yet.
Hey.
Our
next academics teacher.
Oh God, I hope
Remember,
not.
hey guys, remember?
And the
remember
reason
how
why he
Remember how
ran.
Thubius' backstory is that he dropped out of college?
This isn't technically a college, but
No, like Seth just puts like being prepared. Cause shit just keeps happening to us.
being prepared.
Is this an
Okay.
actual written survey?
Yeah, it's a written survey.
You're not supposed to write survey questions that just have general answers.
Tell that to Mrs. Lee, dog. Like,
More survey design, Mrs. Lee.
Hey, this is fantasy surveys, so
yeah, fuck you.
Anybody tell I write surveys professionally?
And Tern,
You-
what
do
do
you-
you put on the survey?
do you do Qualtrics, Peter?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, same.
All day, every day.
Ooh, cool. I'll pick your brain about it later, real fast.
Qualtrics, more like.
Nope. Whatever you're gonna say.
Listen, I came here to play a game about numbers on paper, not to talk about your numbers
Questions on paper.
I got super glue in my mouth. Think about it for a minute. I'll be right back.
You have super glue on your mouth?
What was he doing? What was Blake doing that got super glue in his mouth? Chat, I want theories.
Was he working on a mini?
Oh, nobody opened my mouth like an idiot.
He's not gonna be able to open his mouth anymore.
Was he just
Glued shut.
fucking
was-
around with a little?
He was
Also-
gluing his mouse to his desk.
Also,
Make sure it stuck.
also, super glue can like get you. That can like, you can get high off of certain types of glues and solvents by ingesting them. Don't do that.
Oh hell yeah.
420, glue it.
Okay.
Honestly, I have no idea what to study.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
What more subject I want. Don't tell
Back-
Blake when he gets back.
Backpack construction.
That's true.
How to find a backpack.
Yeah.
Is there a course on that? Honestly, like, don't give me more extracurriculars. Just invest in campus security, please.
Jesus.
You should say that.
Honestly,
Termite.
like that is what people write in the surveys I create. So,
Oh yeah.
hey,
People,
here's your question. I'm gonna respond differently.
I love to be like, give me a number of this that you do, and they're like, maybe. Just write maybe.
Bird class.
Part of my
Sure.
job is like surveys for colleges and universities, and when they get sent out to students, ooh baby,
They come back with wild stuff.
just lots of swear words. It's like, okay, what's your point
We-
though?
We try to really strictly control what can be put into our surveys. Like, we are super, super strict about that.
Yeah.
What do you
Basically,
do?
anytime a client's like, leave it open-ended, I'm like, no.
I have to go through and like basically search all the swear words I know, just make sure, because then sometimes the surveys get sent back to like the higher ups.
What do you use to look at the data?
Yikes. Like Excel.
Hmm.
And then I have to compile and organize all the different types of comments.
Blake, do you need to go to the hospital?
No, it's not. It's fine. I checked. Doesn't say anything. I didn't ingest it. I spit it all out. And I don't have to call a physician unless it gets in my eyes. So
There'll be a
fine.
GoFundMe.
I think I'll be
Like-
okay. Or
I
I'll
mean-
die.
Did you gargle?
Yeah. It's like it dried instantly on my tongue and lips. So,
Well, so what I want to know is, why was it in your mouth?
because it was stuck, and I was like, oh, I'll open it with my mouth so it doesn't dry like this, because my last tube did. But then it came undone, and it's all in my mouth now.
Yikes,
Why?
dude. But anyway,
Anyway.
Yeah,
Phoenix
what
said
were
he
you
had an idea.
Tern just writes down, how to protect the people closest to him, frowny face.
Oh, also, I'm sorry. Could I have had changed mine?
Yeah.
Because to the abyss.
Do you want to do Magic Trainer / the Abyss, or just the Abyss?
Yeah, Tether will say either like magic in general or the abyss. Don't worry, if one or the other, I won't mind.
Cool. All right. And that is that week. Guess what's next?
Another week.
Another week.
So when do we get to cash in the?
You can cash in any week instead of taking an extracurricular action.
Oh baby.
Jesus Christ, I'm nervous.
Really
Can you
love
do
that.
multiple cash-ins, or do you have to do one at a time?
One at a time.
Yeah.
All right, let
I
me.
have not looked at the feats table in a very long time. Uh-oh.
There's new
What?
feats in Tasha's as well.
Yeah. I mean, I've been looking
They're
at it
all
for
dumb,
another
but-
character I play, but not.
What do you mean they're all dumb?
They're all dumb.
I mean, I can't take Gunner for no reason.
You can't actually.
Gunner.
No.
Okay, so the week of the 6th, you are fully into Vigilius at this point. It is definitely fall. Things are getting colder.
Are they
the sun
serving
is.
PSLs?
We have the
in
sweater episode.
I assume that you guys probably there are sweaters being
But
worn.
are there
about.
PSLs in the dining hall?
It's hot chocolate for the most part, unfortunately.
Tern.
There's no pumpkins in this region of the world. You're not in
wow.
Nildor. You're not in southern Nildor. There's no rot spines here.
A
Southern
rot spine
Nildor.
spice lattes?
I wouldn't want that. They smell
that
like dead
bat
body. I
creature.
feel like
Yeah.
Festive. So Tern's gonna don a giant, hideous sweater that was sewn by an old dwarven grandmother, and it's very warm.
Ellie also
My-
has started wearing a giant sweater whose arms are like the sleeves are too big for her arms, and it's a big turtleneck, so you can like barely see her face anymore.
My cash in. Well, what I do for studying
Yeah,
will be
let's-
highly dependent on the results of my
Okay.
extracurricular.
Cool. Then let's start with fat for you.
Hey, nice. I want to go see Corel.
Okay. For studying or to cash in?
Cash in. I got
Great.
8 points.
What? Oh, a favor.
Yes.
All right, you go see. Let's RP this one out a little bit. So you go
Okay.
see Colrell. You knock on Colrell's door, and there's no response the first time. You knock the second time. You hear, just a moment, and you hear what sounds like the creak of another door, and then the shuffle of a rug, and then the door opens, and Colrell is there, looking a little bit flustered.
Corel, I've come to bargain.
Yes, you have been an exceptional student as of late. What could I do you for, Tern? You've been making great strides.
How's it going with finding a mage for Johnson?
I'm afraid that one's not quite in my hands. I think that it's going well, last I heard.
Is there any way we could speed it up?
You know, you and Tether are both very concerned about this.
Well, there's two things I want most right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been thinking about it, and I suppose that one can wait.
Well, what is it?
Well, a few weeks ago, when we were running from some crazy vine dragon, I lost something that's pretty important to me. And I can't really get anywhere near where I lost it, so I would love to find a way to get it back.
Sounds like something I could help you with.
But Johnson comes first.
It's up to you. If you want me to personally see to Johnson's recovery, for a student like you, and because of the concern that both you and Tether have been showing, I could do that for you. But I could also probably locate this object fairly quickly for you. You'd have to tell me what it is, of course.
Sword.
Specific kind.
And well, there may be a shield with it too, but the sword's more important.
Could you describe the sword to me?
It's a simple long sword of wood elven design. old.
Any defining traits? Set it out from other wood elven swords? A bit of a smile starts to play across their face. Like a knowing smile.
Oh, well, I don't notice. Well, it has the typical curvature of a wood elven design. The pommel of the blade is uncharacteristically straight and smooth, however. Woven into the handle is a sort of pressed into the leather. There's a bird or two.
Yes.
Um,
There would be, wouldn't there? It's been a while since I've interacted with the wood elves, but I remember something of their traditions.
Right, so then I suppose you can see why I think it's so important.
Yes. Oh, I didn't know this about you, Tern.
But Johnson comes first. The sword can wait. Johnson, I don't think can. But
It's big of you to put a friend over your own destiny.
well, the destiny will be there in a few more months.
You can hope.
Maybe. Do you think if you contribute towards Johnson, you can do anything about it? You can speed things up. You can make it happen.
I could take the likely possibility of his returning to life and make it a certainty for you. I know the type of people I'd need to talk to do this. It would take me quite a lot of time, quite a lot of effort. We might have to cancel some class, but I could do it. There's a chance it happens on its own, but I would make sure that it does. As long as, of course, he's willing to come back. I can't even I couldn't help with that.
Well, I suppose we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Go ahead and I want to see about getting Johnson back.
All right, Tern. You should probably let Tether know as well.
Alright, I will.
Tern, where did you leave that sword?
It was near that one strange city that I don't quite remember the name of. There was a giant vine dragon aspect, guardian of sorts, chasing us. We were outside the village that we came back from. That got killed by crystal beasts. Does any of this make sense to you?
Yeah, I'm getting a vague idea. Well, wish you the best of luck in finding it.
I know. Maybe I can find a mage or something who knows a spell. Thank you, Corel.
Of course. And they sort of just smile at you and close the door slowly.
As he closes the door, I wave goodbye and go.
Stops.
I turn and I'm walking away.
All right. Cool. That is your cash in. Would anyone else like to cash in while we're here?
I would like to cash in.
Great.
Funny enough, if it's allowed. If not, we can talk about it later. Because it's a feat from Tasha's.
Sure.
Shadow
Honor.
touched.
Why don't you
Shadow
read it
touched.
to me?
Yeah. So I can increase intelligence, wisdom, or charisma. I would take wisdom.
If you choose it, if you do a feat in this way, you don't get the ability
right.
score increase.
You're right. I won't do that. I'll just take it. So I learn the invisibility spell and one first level spell of my choice, either from illusion or necromancy.
Yeah, that's fine.
I figure since talking through to Averth,
I think that works.
something pops up.
That works well in the lore, as well as it sort of fits into your ability growing as well. Cool, yeah. Anybody else want to cash in?
I can't cash in unless I do. Did we pick our?
No, you haven't done that yet. But if you want to pick that and then cash in.
Can I do a curricular and then cash in?
Yeah, okay. Let's do curriculars. Tether, where you want to go?
I would like to go back to the sparring range.
Cool. Tactics. Tern.
Yeah. No, and she in the sparring range, she's just having people hit her.
Okay. Tern.
I guess I'm going back to more studying with Corel.
Cool. Also, by the way, Una and Septon, if you went to work last week, you got 15 gold each. So, in turn, since you haven't been to work in 2 weeks, you are starting to get notes from the guard captain.
I fully expect to get fired.
Okay. Cool. Una, what do you want to study this week?
This week for curricular or extracurricular?
Curricular.
Sorry.
You already extracurricular by turning in, so.
Right. Where did my notes go? Ooh. Fuck me.
You got 2 in academics, and that is all.
Yeah. I was gonna change it up. I'm gonna change it up to tactics.
Cool. Septon?
Politics.
Great.
As usual.
Shandi?
Politics as well.
Great. Alright, so Septon, you wanted to cash in?
Yeah, can I get a little ability score improvement in charisma?
You sure can.
Good, because I need it.
Alright, so Una, Tern, and Septon have already done their extracurriculars. That leaves Shandi and Tether. What do you guys want to do?
I would like to cash in my 3 academics
Great.
to take the poisoner feat.
Alright, explain that one to me.
I gain proficiency in poisoner kits, with 1 hour of work using the poisoner kit and 50 gold worth of materials. I'm figuring the materials of poisonous.
You have those, yeah.
You can create a number of doses of potent poison equal to your proficiency bonus. Once applied to a weapon or a piece of ammunition, the poison, whenever you take a hit with the weapon, a creature takes damage from the coated weapon. They have to succeed a DC 14 Constitution saving throw or take 2d8 poison damage and become poisoned until the end of your next turn.
Cool.
You can apply poison to a weapon or piece of ammunition as a bonus action instead of an action.
Nice.
And whenever you make a damage roll that deals poison damage, it ignores resistance to poison.
That's huge for you. Cool.
Bada boom!
Cool. Yeah, go ahead. You spend a lot of time sort of working. Averth probably can't help you out too much, but you're starting to read books and you're starting to like put together how this is going to work.
What would happen is Tether would bring some of the it's a little bit of a sample of one of the plants in, show it to him, say what it is, and then eat it, and then probably vomit a lot or be very sick, and then be like, I think I get it now.
Yeah, that's just about it. All right, Shandi, what do you want to do this week?
I'm gonna keep researching that sword.
Great. So another history check from you.
Oh, 9.
9. That is a failure, unfortunately.
Oh, I forgot how to read.
You are too caught up with your schoolwork this week. You don't have a whole lot of extra time. There's a project due in Aver's class, and you want to make sure that he knows, just like Elitha knows, that you take your homework very seriously. So you spend all your extra time working on that instead this week.
Okay.
Any sort of RPs we want to hit this week?
I want to, I guess, talk to Tether real quick about...
Yeah, go for it.
Tether, when you have a moment to finish eating whatever plants you're eating, I'd like to talk to you.
I'm free now.
Are you okay? You look like you were throwing up a little bit.
I was. I ate some of the ragweed we have, just to like get a feel of what it does, and then I had to purge it because I didn't want to die.
I see. Speaking of dying, I asked Corel to look into Johnson and put a little more effort into finding someone who can bring him back. And well, Corel told me to let you know because you've been asking about Johnson a lot as well, it seems. So now I'm letting you know.
Same thought. I went to Coalworld that night, and then I went to the president or principal, or I don't know his title, or rich guy, and that's when I gave all the money.
Right, well hopefully now with Corel investing their full attention and with all the money, I'm sure we can make it happen. So that's good. I've been working really hard in politics class for the past few weeks just to get to this point. And sorry, did you have something you wanted to say?
No, I was really excited because Septon said when you like say or think of the same thing, it's cool, and so you have to like slap each other's hand. And this is the first time it happened because we're thinking of the same thing.
Oh, all right. Here you go.
Yeah, I was not worried. We were always going to bring him back, and he was going to be okay. Want to know why? Because we're great.
Alright, I'll see you around, Tether.
I'm going to give him a hug.
I hug back. Okay. Just don't get yourself killed eating whatever it is you're growing out here.
I won't. In an hour, I'm going to bury myself under the dirt if you want to join.
Why are you gonna bury yourself in the dirt?
I like the feeling.
That's alright. But I'll sit around and watch in case you need someone to help dig you back out.
Oh, I was gonna say, if you didn't want to, in 2 hours, if you didn't see me, could you see if I needed help?
That I can do. I'll bring my shovel.
Okay.
Cool.
The end.
Nice.
And scene.
Alright, what about the rest of you? Anything you want to get up to this week?
Tether wants to talk to Septon, because she wants to go to work with him.
Cool. You find Septon probably right before he's about to head out to work one night.
Hi!
Hey Tether, what's up? Mind if we kind of walk and talk towards the gate? Greg will be mad if I get there
Yeah,
late.
I can walk and talk at the same time.
What's going on?
Well, I'm gonna be walking with you to the bar.
Oh, you're coming up to the Emerald Rock.
Yeah, I've never been there, and I would just like to, when we get there, I don't have any money. Can I borrow some?
What do you need it for?
I need to buy a stranger a drink.
Oh, yeah, sure, totally. I mean, that's also like 2 gold at.
Oh,
That'd be a really fancy
that'd be a
drink.
crazy fancy drink, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, no, it's not gonna cost you more than this. And Septon gives Tether 2 gold.
So I'm gonna give this to the person?
Yeah, you'll go. No. You'll go up to the bartender and be like, "Hey, I'd like your drink," and he'll give you a drink, and you'll give him that, and he'll probably give you a bunch of coins in return. To be honest.
So if you want to make money, why not trade money into the barkeep and get more?
I don't know. I honestly, I don't understand money super well either. Like the complicated trading of money. but it's like you get money that's. Why are you buying somebody a drink exactly?
Extra credit for Shandi.
John D's involved in this somehow? Alright, hey, that's great. Yeah, no, the only thing is I'm working, so I can't, like, hang out with you. I gotta be, like, on the job.
But I can wave.
Yeah, no, I mean, Greg doesn't care if I, like, talk to guests. Actually, that's usually kind of my job. But I gotta be, like, paying attention to other people.
Do you think, like, I don't know if Cole can see us, but what if you put some grass on your, like, lip, and so you look like someone else, and, like, with a mustache, and you're the stranger?
What are you talking?
I have to talk to a stranger, and I don't want to.
I'm not a stranger. You know me quite well.
Yeah, but...
Look, listen, Tether. People come into the bar, and they order drinks, and they just, like, chat with people. That's what they do. If you walk up to the bar, and you sit next to some people who look friendly, and you order yourself a drink, and then maybe you also offer to buy them a drink, and you just start chatting, that's not gonna seem strange at all to most people.
Okay, cool. Let's go.
Oh boy.
Alright, you head on out. So you make your way up to Kelshar. Tether, it's your first time, seeing Kelshar ever.
I'm doing, like, a conga line thing with Septon, but with my head down.
Cool. Just holding on. Lot of stairs at Tether walking through Kelshar. Almost everyone you pass on the street is very curious about Tether. It's like
I didn't think about this part.
It's even like a little uncomfortable for you, Septon. Like, you're used to getting some stairs, but this is like a lot.
I mean, Septon's pretty unique as far as Kelshar goes.
Yeah. But at this point, people are starting to get used to the sight of you specifically. This mushroom person, on the other hand, is super strange to them. There's murmuring, there's stares, there's gasps. It's a longer walk than usual, to say the least. But eventually, you make it to Emerald Rock. You enter on it, and Greg says, Septon! A friend?
Yeah, a friend of mine. Just wanted a few drinks.
Any friend of Septon's is a friend of mine. I'm Greg.
That was so easy. Hi, I am Tether.
Good to meet you, Tether.
Tether, Greg, Tether. Tether? I don't think this counts.
Okay. I'm going to sit at the bar.
Feel free. It's a bit early for drinks, but, sure people will be swinging by pretty soon.
What am I doing tonight, Greg?
You are on food service duty. Sorry.
Oh, God. All right.
Yeah. No. Elspeth, whole breakup thing is hitting her pretty hard, working with their ex, so she decided to call off an hour before work again. Don't worry, they'll be back together before the end of the week, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You'll not have to do it anymore. But for now, smile at the customers, give them the food they order.
Of course. As long as she doesn't try to hit on me to make him jealous again.
She might. There's no promises.
If she hits you, I'll hit her back.
Greg, I swear to God, I'll quit.
Greg, please, hey, listen. She's hit on me too, alright? We just have to ignore it and keep moving on. He'll get jealous without it.
Sorry for just adding that into your...
No, I love it, dude. I'm very invested in this fictional relationship of characters who do not even matter a little bit to the plot. Alright, so I'm gonna go, get behind the bar. Yep. Nice to meet you, Tether. Hope you like the establishment. Any friend of Septon's is a friend of mine. You are probably too young to drink alcohol, though, so you're gonna...
I was told I'm the conduit of a timeless entity.
Yep. I've heard weirder. Sure, sit down. Oh, just to be on the safer side, though. I'm not gonna give you any alcohol tonight. But we have plenty of other stuff.
That's okay. I've been injected enough poison this week.
Well, you got some interesting friends there, Septon.
You have no idea. Septon's gonna head into the kitchen and hand this RP back over to Tether.
Yeah, Greg, goes behind the bar, and people start. There's some people there already, but like, more people start filing in. Probably like 20 minutes after you arrive, the bar's, operating pretty fully.
Who's sitting at the bar?
At the moment, there is one person sitting at the bar. A woman, she's dressed in leather armor. She's got a cloak on, but you can see under it there's leather armor with sort of gold at the ridges. She looks human, as far as you can tell, though she has her... Actually, she has black hair with one strand of white, sort of like Claire Saffitz from the VA Test Kitchen. And she has most of her hair sort of tied up in a turban, a style that you don't see too often around these parts. She's got a knife out and she seems to be whittling something, but she seems amiable enough if she just gazes around the room.
Excuse me, bartender?
Oh, yeah.
Can you give me a drink that this pays for, and I give the 2 gold?
Oh, wow. Sure. Yeah. Some top shelf stuff.
Thank you.
For you?
Not for me. I'm gonna give it to someone.
Oh, who? I can give it to them, and you can tell me who it's for, and I'll tell them
person
that
at
you
the
gave
bar.
it. All right. Top shelf stuff. And he sort of like looks at it for a second. He looks at like the wall of alcohol behind him. He says, "That's not gonna do it." And then he goes back into the back room. You hear some crates being moved. Something being poured, and he comes back out with just like a mug of deep, dark, rich liquid.
So excited for lore.
He sets it down in front of. She's got her back to the bar at this point. She's looking out across the room. He sets it down. He says, "Excuse me, ma'am. This is from the mushroom woman over there."
That's me!
She looks at you, bemused, stands up and comes and sits in a chair next to you. Takes a sip. Wow. You really know how to pick your stuff, huh?
Thank you.
So, I catch your eye then?
Yeah, you were sitting at the bar, and I didn't know you.
Well, I can't say I know you either. I've never seen somebody with a mushroom cap for a head before.
Yeah, I have one. My name is Tether. May you give back the life you took when you decay.
My name is Dima. May you give back the valuables you took when you decay.
Are you also from a cult?
Oh, well, I wouldn't call it a cult so much, but, I'm a fan of an organization or two myself.
Me too, I'm in a gang!
I am also in a gang.
Oh, we could get into each other's gangs. I have a good word.
Well, I mean, my gang's a bit difficult to get into, but we have been looking to recruit recently, if you're interested.
Oh, I've been training to become strong. I rode on the back of an adult golden dragon.
She, pauses for a moment and, squints her eyes for a minute, then leans back and goes, "You did you? Huh. And how'd you happen to meet a gold dragon?"
Well, first he hated me because I made a mistake, but then I fixed the mistake and killed a bunch of, crystal creatures that destroyed a whole town. I had to kill a ghost dog. I felt bad about that, but then he saved the village, and then he was nice.
Huh. So you're pretty powerful then, Tether.
I was killed and reborn to become the most powerful.
And you're interested in joining my Gang is a strong word. We like to call it a guild.
Oh, like gilded with gold.
No, like G-U-I-L-D. Guild, like a collection of like-minded individuals working towards a similar goal.
That sounds fun. That sounds like friends. I just made some friends.
How would you like to make some more friends?
Okay.
Great! Well, I was gonna... This could work. So my organization, it's fairly hard to get into. And if you'd be interested in joining, I just need you to do something for me.
Like a favor.
Yeah, like a favor. A favor that will be paid back to you.
Okay.
You see that guy over there? And she points to a dwarf who's, like, passed out on a table from drunkenness.
Yeah.
You see that coin purse he's got?
Yeah.
I want you to get me that without anybody noticing.
You don't want anyone to see me get it?
Yeah.
Or just do you want me to hide the coin purse?
Both.
Do you have a specific place in mind for the coin purse?
Oh, well, I want you to get it back to me.
Oh, is it yours?
Well, it's about to be.
Okay. I can do this.
Yeah, sure you can, Tether. Takes another sip of the incredibly expensive alcohol.
I'm gonna like try to be as inconspicuous as possible and then cast Pass Without Trace on myself.
Cool. Yeah, that's easy enough. Now make
Like I'll go like to like a secluded corner and like bend down like to pick something up and then cast it.
Okay, sure. Make your stealth check at disadvantage because you are a mushroom person in a bar.
Yeah.
But with a +10 from Pass Without a Trace.
$22.
22. All right, yeah. You very sneakily make your way over to this unconscious dwarf. Somehow you're blending in. People seem to have gotten used to you for the most part. You can only feel one pair of eyes on you, and those are the eyes that belong to Dima, your new friend.
Would you say it's like people smoking in here? Is it like a hazy atmosphere?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay, once I put my hand on the coin purse, I'm gonna cast. I'm gonna change concentrations and cast gaseous form so I can hide in the.
Okay, so you hide and you turn into fog.
Yeah. And
Dima
possession.
spits out. You see Dima spit out her drink. Go. Drink it again and like lean back. Now she's not looking at you anymore. She's just sort of like looking around.
That was a spell I got from being a Circle of Spores druid that I thought I'd never cast.
There you are.
And then I'll just like very slowly float through the like on the ground back to where I went to pick something up, and then I'll end it, and then I'll stand up and walk over.
Well, Tether, seems like you're a natural. I mean, you said you were in a gang before, so I guess it's not that surprising, but, wow.
Yeah, it's a gang of squirrels.
Oh, well, mine's a gang of people.
That's fun.
And, you just passed your audition.
Really? You like me?
Oh, yeah, Tether! Tether, if this alone wasn't enough to get me to like you, what you just did right there, whew, I'm practically in love!
Wow, I haven't done this well before.
Yeah, well, I expect you could do even better in the future if you'd have any interest in joining up with our little group.
Yes, please.
All right. I'm gonna have to run it by the higher-ups, but I think we can get you a spot.
Sounds great. Are you a hand-slappy person, a handshake person, or a hug person?
Let's go in for the hug, yeah?
Okay.
She goes to the hug and she whispers in your ear, come to the Bent Nail whenever you're free and tell the man at the door that every alley has its shade. And then she steps out of the hug.
What was the name?
The
Can
bent,
I hug?
The Bent Nail. Oh, do you want to?
No, yeah.
Oh,
What was
we're
it
going for
again?
another. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
The bent nail, Tether. I can write it down for you if you'd like it.
Now, okay, there's a lot of buildings I think made with nails. Which one is
No,
bent?
the name of the building is the Bent Nail. It's a dive bar up in Flatfish Junction. Come alone and come at night if you can.
That's good, I can swim.
Well, it is sink or swim in this business, so.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be here the rest of the night because I'm gonna walk back with my friend. He works here.
Oh, great. Well, I'm probably headed out. I got some more business to attend to, more bars to hit tonight, and you've made my job here, and she points to the coin purse, a lot easier. So, I'll see you when I see you, Tether.
This was fun. I was dreading this, but it worked really well.
Oh, you don't even know the half of it. And she smiles at you, finishes the drink, sort of shakes her head, puts the glass down, pats you on the shoulder, and leaves.
Next time she sees Septon, she's gonna wave and do like big thumbs up.
Captain balancing plates, nods, and keeps walking.
Cool. We'll fast forward to the end of the night. Tether, it's like 2 or 3 a.m. at this point. What are you up to?
She just sat silently at the bar after that until it was done.
Great. You're getting off your shift, Septon. The chef, the cooks have left at this point. It's just you, Greg, and the Earth Genasi, and Tether still there. He's sweeping the floors. Greg says, "Nice work today, Septon. Appreciate you filling in like that."
Yeah, no problem. I don't know, usually I'd crash here, but with Tether with me, I suppose we can head back home.
Well, I mean, there's an extra employee room available because, well, Elspeth isn't here, so. No, I wouldn't really. Sheets haven't been washed recently, so you might want to just head home anyway.
Tether, do you want to walk home, or do you want to crash here?
I want to do what you want to do, because this is your routine.
Yeah, I mean, I usually crash here. You usually... I mean, there's a bed in one of the rooms you can use.
I'm not going to use the bed.
You sure? I hear it's pretty dirty.
How dirty?
Never mind. I don't want to talk about it.
Like, is there mold?
Probably.
Maybe I'll just use the sheets. I'll be on the floor.
Alright, yeah, yeah, Greg, we'll take the employee rooms if we can.
Yeah, alright, best of luck.
And it went really well.
Glad to hear it. Did you make a new friend?
I did make a new friend. Her name was, what was her name again? That was the only thing I
Dima.
remember.
D-I-M-A.
I met a friend, her name was Dima, and she was really cool.
That's good.
Do you know what the bent nail is?
I don't think so.
Oh, I was supposed
I'll be honest, my time in Kelshar is either over at Felfrit, here, or at the one blacksmith we went to that one time.
Okay. She told me I should meet her there sometime.
Sounds like you got a date. That's a
She didn't
joke.
give a specific date.
Remember the phrase book?
Oh. This is
It's
such
one of those.
Okay. What does it mean?
It just means like you're gonna meet up with somebody.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I told her I was in a gang, and she told me she was in a guild, and that I should join her guild.
We'll put it on the list. Good night, Tether.
Night!
Cool. Spend the night, head home in the morning. right, who else has something they want to do this week?
Sorry that took so long, guys.
No, it's great. It's content, bud.
Content.
I don't know that Sean D has anything he's gonna do in particular this week. I think he's just working on that project still.
Busy. You know anything?
No.
Cool. So, on... So that what happened with the two of you happened on the 11th, Friday the 11th. On the 12th, in the middle of the afternoon, you all hear a bit of a commotion from the gate, as a number of guards, armed and ready, are crowded around it.
Let's go check it out.
Yeah, I agree. Let's go.
Cool. You head out and you hear loud voices shouting from the gate. Until you see Mrs. Lee's head poke out of a window and says, "You fools! They work here!" And some of the guards are, and you hear Brahm's voice call out from the other side of the gate. "We weren't even gone that long. Come on!" As the crowd parts, and you see Brahm and Elitha walking their way into campus. For the most part, they look the same. Brahm looks a little bit different, though, as he has a fun new scar running from his jawline, cutting up through his beard, past the corner of his right eye, and into the crown of his head. But other than that, they seem pretty much the same. As they see you, they look pretty tired, but they sort of stumble on in, and they see you. They're like, Brahm says, "Well, glad you made it back, too."
I feel like Tern is just gonna run up and try to hug them.
Oh, alright. Brahm's like, "Oh, okay." And Alpha's like, "Oh, it's great to see you, Tern."
I am audibly purring.
Oh, that's new. Alright, great.
I assume everything, went, well, not horribly?
Went about as good as it could. I'm gonna go drop my stuff in my house. Brahm, sort of, he doesn't storm away, but you can tell he doesn't really want to talk about it. Alpha hangs behind and says, "Well, it would be unwise for either of us to head back to the Primal Grove anytime soon, but we are alive, we're okay, and we're ready to get back into normalcy a bit."
Ooh, right. You weren't the only two to leave the Primal Grove.
I assume that, yes. Unsurprising. It disappeared one day a few weeks ago, and we figured it might have made its way back here, which is unfortunate, but we'll look into it.
I've been doing it.
Oh!
Don't worry.
Good on you for taking initiative there, Septon.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was, so I just started asking around.
Did you talk to Professor Russ up at Felford College?
Yeah, he wants to kill it.
That is unsurprising to me.
He wants us to help.
That I will not permit.
Yeah, no, Mrs. Lee didn't want to do it either.
Yes, makes sense. Well, we'll figure something out. It seems to, from what the scholars at the Grove were able to glean, it seems as though it really can't execute much of its power outside of the hourglass. What happened to the poor woman likely won't happen to anyone else. But I'm glad to be back. How have you been faring in your studies?
Good as ever, I suppose.
That's good.
I've been checking up on your plates. You have a really nice ecosystem going on now.
You went into my house?
No, I just peeked through the window.
Oh. Well, you don't have to tell everyone about the mold on my plates, Tether, but I appreciate...
It's a really cool experiment.
Yes, I appreciate the concern. Thank you.
Yeah.
Also, Johnson died, but we're handling it.
I don't know if I know who that is, but I'm sorry to hear it.
Oh, the guard who is watching us?
It's a lot of guards, Tether.
Yeah, and they all have names.
I'm sure they do. This one's name I did not know, but I am sorry to hear it. Is everyone else alright?
Well, the whole
I
project-
think so.
Well, you said you had to handle Tether.
Oh yeah, the Johnson thing. Yeah. They said I put it on ice, and then we're finding someone to.
Oh, did you bring him back?
Yeah.
I have to say, I'm very sorry for the amount of death that you've been exposed to since you came to this program. I for one, didn't know that that's what I was signing on for, and I highly doubt that you thought that either, but I suppose it's all part of being an adventurer, no?
Yeah. In this span of time, I died and Sefton died too.
What?
Oh, yeah, we, finished the job down south.
After I explicitly told you to head immediately back?
Oh, he did come back.
Then we got bullied by a giant gold dragon.
It seems that we've missed a lot in our
right, you weren't
absence.
here for any of that.
Oh,
Yeah,
then we
totally.
rode the dragon after he was pleased with our efforts.
Rode a dragon?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see. What was his name?
There's like a hint of jealousy that flashes across her face for a moment, before she sort of like quashes it. An ancient golden dragon you rode? Surely it could be Samaranth the Storyteller.
Hey, that was the one.
Hey, that's the one.
You rode on the back of Samaranth the Storyteller?
Yeah, he was really nice. After he was not nice.
Yeah, after everything got handled, he was pretty nice.
I have to say, he pulled a full 180 on us.
Oh.
We met a princess?
A what?
We did briefly meet a princess.
Who?
The princess.
Yeah. Shit, I'm supposed to be good with names. No idea.
You've met a princess and you've forgotten who she was. Wow, well, it seems that we've missed quite a bit more than I expected we had. I mean, when we emerged from the grove to find the town of Wilter's watch destroyed and replaced by crystalline structures, that was a shock, but you riding a dragon and meeting royalty is not what I expected to hear about coming back today.
Well, the meeting royalty was like... I think Miss Lee just kind of set that up.
As part of the festival.
Didn't we meet a king, too?
Yeah.
We met and also
the
one
Emperor.
of the heroes.
Yeah, was it a princess or was it just the emperor's daughter?
I forgot. The festival of Maydew must have happened, and you would have met the Emperor then. As well as a member of the Silver Citadel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Do you know what day it is?
Yes, we checked in on some of the villages on our way up. We're aware.
Okay. Because if I remember anything about the Feywild and where you were was Fey adjacent, time is
we did have to seek audience with some archfey. It's been quite a bit longer for us, perhaps, than it has been for you, but we're here now, and that's what matters. It's glad to see thousands of years hadn't passed while we were inside the Feywild. Can thank the Archface for that kindness at the very least. But I am dreadfully tired, and I must be getting back to teaching classes here fairly soon for you all. Who's been subbing for me in the meantime?
Well, Una did great at the beginning.
Last name. Una would know his last name.
Averth. You're telling me that Averth Relsinian wormed his way into another job that should be mine?
Right, Una wasn't a part of that conversation.
I should have warned you about that. I'm sorry.
What?
Well, I'll have to have some words with Mr. Relsinian then. Suppose rest can wait. And she just sort of storms off towards the tower.
He was asking about...
What happened?
Apparently, okay, Ellie came to me one day and was like, "Hey, Septon, I got some questions about Faye, and I was like, oh, I can't really help you. Why do you ask? But that's connected to the Grove a little. And Ellie was like, oh, Aver's doing some research. I was like, Aver's doing research about the Grove? You should talk to Elitha. And Ellie was like, whoa, they don't get along. Elitha doesn't like Avers. I don't know if it goes the other way.
Who's Ellie?
Why doesn't you know Ellie?
Ellie, from the library.
She talked to you a little bit.
Oh, she
Big
asked
glasses.
questions. That one, yeah.
Mhm.
But, yeah, apparently they don't get along. Apparently, and this is the juicy part, right? Apparently, Averth being part of the big wizard club, Elitha was supposed to get in there, but instead they picked Averth.
Ooh. Yikes. Okay.
Well, I'm sure they'll talk and have fun.
They'll talk.
A chair flies through the window in the Tower of Study.
Huh,
crashes
that
to the
never
ground.
happens before.
Guys, we gotta go.
Go where?
We gotta see what's happening.
Where?
You're telling me you two see a chair fly through a window and you don't want to know who threw it?
Presumably a person who wanted to see how far it went.
Oh my god. Something's gonna go and see if he can peek his head in the now broken window.
Well, it's like pretty high up. It's one of those.
Oh, okay.
It's your academics room.
Something's gonna happen to walk by the hallway.
Yeah. As you're making your way up the tower, you see Averth quickly making his way down. Oh, hello, Septon. It's been a pleasure being your teacher, but I must bid you adieu.
Oh, Averth, your research that you were doing about the Pit-a-do-ear.
Ah, yes, the Pit-a-do-ear. Why don't you come by the tower that I'm living in at the moment sometime soon, and we can talk about it then. I must run.
You should talk to Brahm. He just got back. He was the one who led him into this plane. He might have some info.
I don't know if talking to Brahm is in the best interest of my health at the moment, but I shall keep that in mind. Thank you. Honestly, though, do come visit me at the tower. I shall be staying there for at least another month or two. So, I'll have Mrs. Lee tell you where it is. Goodbye. And he just starts very quickly running down the stairs, and you hear yelling coming from upstairs. And another thing, as Elitha steps out, sees you. And then just slowly moves back into the room.
I'm just gonna keep walking as if he had somewhere else he was supposed to be going.
Fair enough. Alright, so that ends this week. Anything anybody wants to do this weekend before we head into, you guessed it, another week of time skip?
We don't have to RP it, but I'm just gonna say Tether would have excitedly told everyone about her really successful.
I think we should RP this, yep.
Oh.
I think probably tonight, the night Brahma and Alpha get home, that's probably the first chance you've had to tell everybody about it, so.
Okay. I guess we're all in the common room.
Yeah. Looking at the to-do list.
Guys, guess what? I made a new friend, and it was easier than I thought.
As Tether says this, Septon's gonna go turn the painting around to get out the to-do list.
I was talking to Colwell, and they gave me extra credit assignment that I could give points to Sean D for. They said that I should go to a bar and buy a drink for a stranger and talk to them. And so I went to Septon's work, and then there was a stranger at the bar, and I gave the 2 gold coins Septon gave me for the drink, and I gave the drink to the woman. Her name was Dima, and we were talking, and she seemed very interested in me, and she was very complimentary and very nice. And I told her I was in a gang, and she told me she was in a gang, and she said I could be in her gang, but I had to audition. And then she said she was on a mission, and I was like, I go on mission. And so she said her mission. She pointed at a coin purse next to this guy, and she said, "Can you get that and bring it to me without anyone knowing?" And I said, yes, I can. And so I hid, and I snuck up, and then I grabbed the coin purse, and then I turned into gas. I can turn into gas! And then I went back, and I gave her the coin purse. I think it was hers. And she said, that was so good. You're so good. And I said, thank you. And she said, I should join her guild. It's not a gang, it's a guild. And I should go to the bent nail and give a password to the entrance.
A few things, Tether.
Una, do you want to write this on the list? You got better handwriting than me.
Yeah. Maybe we can solve this in maybe the next 5 minutes, but I'll write it down if it doesn't go well.
Tether, first of all, I do appreciate the effort, but I don't think extra credit applies to straight A's. Secondly, I think this may already be on the list in a way.
Are you trying to make a new friend too? I could
Yeah.
introduce you.
Shandi, I swear to God, if you're also in a gang and you haven't told us.
No, but I was pointed towards the bent nail in my search for the people Resk hired to do away with Johnson. And I also believe one of them is the curse breaker we were pointed to the other day.
We could do so many check marks. I can take you. I can get in. I can say I have a friend.
Yeah, well, if we get in, I don't know if your friendship will last, but...
Well, I mean, if they have a curse breaker, we go in, we're like, hey, we got a contact here, we're here to meet the curse breaker.
I can just say I'm here to see Dima, and that every alley has its shade.
That probably rings some warning bells for you, Shandi. You've heard of one of the 3 largest thieves guilds in the country. It's called the Shaded Alley. They're probably the most feared out of all the thieves guilds because they don't. The other ones, the Noble Folly and the Forked Tongue. The Forked Tongue only operates in Nildor, and it's more of a myth than anything. The Noble Folly is very theatrical. They do grand heists, and they don't really kill a lot of people usually. The Shaded Alley, however, Thieves Guild, Assassins Guild, sometimes hard to say.
Didn't Greg also talk to me about the Shaded Alley?
Yep.
I think so, and I think I had already assumed it was the Shaded Alley because they told us that the curse breaker was associated with the Shaded Alley.
Yeah.
Maybe, Tern. This is... You're one of the items, or you have one of the items that would need its curse broken. So would you rather...
Tern or Tether?
Tern.
Because
What
people
curse?
get confused sometimes.
The cat ears.
People get confused quite a lot.
And
No, the cat ears can't be a curse. They help me see in the dark and climb things.
You could already see in the dark, and...
And I can climb things next level anyway.
Right, but you also grew a tail.
2 tails are better than 1.
Yeah, but we also found out that it's not a great curse because it's...
Also, it helps me notice certain things, and I blush a little bit. It's just...
like... What?
It's really hard to explain, but I've noticed ever since I put on these ears that my eyes have really locked on to specific things. It's like magically enhanced. Like I see a faint glow, and
A glow.
like an aura of sorts, and I hear in my mind. I hear like a wow sound.
Yeah, I feel like you shouldn't be hearing cat sounds. Also, we know that it's connected to our Mel, our
We do?
candy kid. Yeah, didn't we find that out?
Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, you all are so much
And I
better
feel-
at connecting the dots than me, so I'll take
and
your
I feel
word
like
for
if
it
you-
if we
if
think
you
we should get
really-
rid of it.
I just feel like, we saved up I've saved a good amount of money. If you want to still be able to climb things, I feel like we could probably purchase another uncursed magical item for you.
Or wait till I'm
And-
level 6 when I get a climb speed.
I'm sorry, out of character. You have a fucking climb speed,
Next level.
and you
Not right
get,
now.
and you already have dark vision, and the fucking rogue can't climb or see in the dark yet.
But,
Luna's not mad. Chelsea is so mad. Oh boy. Right, or until you wait until you level up, so to speak.
Or you can just break all the all the
just-
bones in your fingers so they can move like like vines.
Or that. So we could either. What was the other option for Curse Breaker? Was there one?
With the travel to Karth.
We would have to. Okay. So you could either wait to get these taken off, or at least the curse removed.
Well, we
Or-
shouldn't wait too
there was
long.
also Gilligan's mom who could unattune it possibly, but Gilligan's mom might not exist, who knows? Or we could go to this shady area part of a thieves guild, which will or could be / will be quite dangerous.
I was told to expect a fight if I go there, but maybe with Tether we could avoid it.
True, we do seem to have an inn.
Oh.
I was just asking Tern, because this ultimately affects you.
if we should go or not?
Yeah. Would you
Uh,
rather the curse be broken by a shady figure or wait longer? And possibly...
Shady Figure's my friend.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's what y'all wanted, that seems fine to me. Or I also don't mind waiting if it's inconvenient. I mean, I feel
I
fine.
also am scared for it to get a little worse.
Yeah, if
We,
it-
sorry, Blake, Septon and I were given we were told what would happen if we let it go too long.
Yep.
Last time. Okay. Yes, we were told that if we let it wait too long, he will become a cat.
Just a normal house cat.
There's nothing wrong with cats, but
I can talk to cats.
you're a... Okay, Tether. But... you're... I wouldn't want that to happen to you.
Second, can I turn into a cat?
Yeah, I mean, you're a druid, so.
Does the cat also have a mushroom hat?
For the very first time ever, you see
Tether the
Tether
druid
take a moment
turns into
and then start to shrink rapidly. You're probably all taken aback because you've never seen her do anything like this before. But before too long, she does turn into a cat who does, in fact, have a little mushroom cap on. It's like Beast
Okay.
Boy. All of your cat forms sort of look like you.
And
Very
it's
close.
green.
And it's green, yeah.
Right, but yeah, Tether, it's a little different than that.
You can turn into animals, Tether. I want to pet Tether.
The mushroom cap has cat fur on it, so it is soft.
Purr, 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 purr.
But see, Tether can come back from that turn.
This is great. Who would want to be a cat?
It's different. Tether can turn back.
That's exactly the
Into-
same.
You
Yeah.
won't be able to.
Says who? What if I try really hard?
I'm gonna change back. I think it is different, but I can maybe teach it after we take the ears off.
Alright, fine. If we want to get rid of it, so be it. It's, honestly, it's not doing much for me, so I don't really mind. I do think we have other more important things, so, you know, if it's just convenient enough that while we're there, we're like, oh, can you get rid of these ears? And they're like, yeah, sure. Then we'll be like, alright, thank you. Bye.
Tern, I think your safety is on the top of all our lists.
That's very nice. Just like your safety is on the top of my list.
It's technically 4th, but we can bump it up.
That's fine. It can stay at 4th.
No, we're bumping it up.
All right.
Bumping it.
You are last.
What Tern said made me very happy, so I'm gonna turn into a bird. And I'm gonna sit on his antlers.
Can you do a creature of fly speed?
Oh, wait.
Not antler.
No, wait, I could do can I do a flightless bird?
I don't know if you've ever seen a flightless
Or
bird
a
before.
penguin.
That is one of the
kiwi.
requisite. That is one
Just
of the
a
requisite
small
things.
ostrich, you know?
Or an
I don't know if
ostrich,
you've ever
yeah.
seen an ostrich before.
Are
Druids have to have
dodos
seen-
extinct?
Yeah, I mean they don't exist here.
Never mind.
What about like a chicken?
A chicken!
Can't
Definitely
chickens
seen a
technically
chicken.
fly?
Chickens.
think it has a
It
fly
depends.
They
speed,
jump
though.
high.
Depends
Yeah.
on the breed.
Oh,
I guess.
wild chickens could fly, but clipped chickens can't.
Well, it depends on the breed.
I'm gonna go ahead and say chicken is fair game here. Get it? Game.
What kind of?
Except chickens
what
are
kind of
domesticated,
breeds?
not game
What kind of
animals.
breeds?
Ayo.
Got him.
Oh, I fucking tried, dude.
It was either that or Blake silence.
Phoenix, what kind of breeds?
I fucking glue my mouth shut with super glue. Am I right? On purpose this time.
I don't know. Basically, any of the domesticated breeds that are like meat birds, they're too fat to fly or really even walk.
Tether turns into a fat chicken.
Hooray! I put you up on one of my horns.
It's.
Chickens are heavy, dude.
I hold my head with my hands. It's like when Link picks up one of the
Look at Goose.
the cuckoos. Yeah. I'm just running around the room at this point.
Chuck it at someone, I dare you.
Alright, you know what, guys? Executive decision. We gotta deal with this.
Yeah.
We gotta deal with the curse.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got him in. It's a
know where to
chicken
go.
right now, but
How
Sorry,
long
do
can
we,
it be
do
wild
we
fish
know?
for?
Sorry, I was kind of zoning out because I was trying to add spells to D&D Beyond on a rogue that doesn't have spells. So I just zoned out for a second. It's gonna be a fun time. Do we know who the curse breaker? Wait, no. So we've got Lip Ring Woman, who has been told. We've been told can be found in the same area that Tether's new friend is.
And I believe she's also the curse breaker, or as far as Shandi is
Tether's
suspicious.
friend or Lip Ring Woman?
Lip ring woman.
Okay, got you. Thank you.
Well, when shall we go to Kelshar?
I'm there every week.
Okay, I'm gonna pee, but I can be a chicken for 2 hours, so I'll be a chicken for 2 hours. I've been drinking a lot of liquid, sorry.
What day is it that we're RPing this? Is this
Saturday.
Saturday? Wouldn't I head up tonight?
I mean, the sooner the better, but we do have all day tomorrow as well. Oh, you would be heading up tonight, though, yeah, for work.
Yeah, Septon would head up tonight for work.
Yeah, I'll be going up tonight, but we don't have to rush it.
Well, I don't want you to miss work. Couldn't we meet you there tomorrow?
Oh yeah, I'm going to work no matter what. But yeah, I can meet you tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
That sounds like a plan. The rest of us will take the night to rest and ready up.
Right. All right. Mark down your payment for the week. The two of you that worked, Tern, you have been fired.
Hey.
Like The Sims.
All right.
Tern's sheet says 0 GP for work. Other several in-town enemies. Tern is not well liked in Kelshar at the moment.
No.
Cool, yeah. So that is the end of the week. If you want to, on Sunday, head up and go ahead and do this thing, you are more than welcome to. When abouts are you heading up there?
I don't know, early, but not like crack of dawn early.
Cool.
Like,
So like 10 or 11.
yeah, mid morning. We got a good breakfast going.
As you're leaving, you're gonna be met by Captain Sheena. She's gonna sort of stop you guys before you leave. Say, headed to Kelshar?
Oh yes, just making the most of our weekend.
Good. Well, our mutual friend has been expressing some loneliness as of late, so if you could stop by his place sometime soon, I'm sure he would appreciate it. His regular visitor is a little bit dead at the moment, so I can tell that he's lonely. He's got a new job as of late, which is keeping him occupied, but, that's not the same thing as friendship, so. When you get the chance. I know you're busy.
Shouldn't be a problem.
Where are you headed in? Yeah, what are you up to in Kelshar, anyway?
Oh, we were just meeting Tern as he gets off of work.
Septon?
Septon, as he gets off of work.
You have something fun planned for the day?
The usual.
Make a deception check.
Oh. That is an 8.
You say that, she just stares at you expressionless. What are you doing in Kelshar today?
Well, we're trying to solve an issue of ours, regarding... I'm sure you've noticed that Tern has a second tail now.
I've noticed. He's told
Yeah,
me
so-
that 2 tails are better than 1 a couple times this week.
Well, we've managed to convince him that that's no longer the case, and we're going to have the curse broken if possible.
In Kelshar? I don't know anyone in Kelshar who can break a curse like that.
Well, we've heard tell. In fact, Una's boss, his mother, thinks that she may be able to assist us with this.
Make another deception check.
Oh, Sheena's
Can I
gonna kill
assist
me.
because I can confirm in any way? Can I assist at all? Or
Yeah, take advantage. Because
Okay.
we'll be there to help out.
And I'll
18.
say... okay.
Oh, didn't know that. Well, best of luck. I'm sure if funds are needed, you could talk to Mrs. Lee about that. Best of luck. I hope it goes well. And you can tell me things like this. In fact, I'd prefer if you did. You know what happens when we're not on the same page.
Oh yes, giant eels and the like.
Or worse.
Well,
I mean, I wouldn't mind accompanying you to make sure that it's safe.
I think we're perfectly capable of making the walk.
All right. Well, I have some errands to run up there later in the day, so if you're still there, I might swing by.
Oh, that'd be lovely to see you.
Great. Well, on your way then. Don't want to keep Septon waiting.
Very well.
She walks back into her office.
Una releases the breath she's been holding for the last 5 minutes.
That could have gone better, but I think we're in the clear.
Yeah, I'll make sure, I'll talk to Gilligan and see if he can vouch for us.
Thank you
when
very
she
much.
passes by and finds out we're not there.
Cool. 4 of you make the journey on up to Kelshar. It's, the same as it always is. It takes about an hour. You get there. Things are a bustle on this Sunday mid-morning / afternoon. Where are you headed?
I'll go to Gilligan.
Cool.
Yeah, and I guess we'll go pick up Septon.
Yeah, and I'll meet you guys outside Septon's work or something.
It's not hard to convince Gilligan to lie to Sheena for you. He does not know who that is, but you give him a description, and he's like, yeah, sure, I can help you with these.
Just to explain that we were trying to, on the off chance that she was there today. Your mom was here today.
Right, she is not, but I will tell this Sheena that you are here. If yes,
Thank you.
anytime. Yeah, you all meet up together outside the Emerald Rock.
Any juicy details of your one true ship, Blake? As I'm leaving work.
Oh, they're back together. Yeah, they're already back.
Oh, classic.
She showed up as he was cleaning up, and they had a very passionate reunion in one of the booths.
I was on the other side of the wall of their.
Oh no!
employee
In
room,
one of
wasn't
the
it?
booths.
Gross.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna have to clean that up.
Oh, it's like
Not gonna be me.
It was Greg. Greg had to clean it up.
Well, does anyone know where the bent nail is?
We could ask around, or is there a town map?
I feel like Greg might be able to
You
tell
are
me. I feel like Greg
Oh,
did
you
tell
are
me.
here?
Greg didn't tell you. No, Greg never told you about the bent nail. He told you that the Shaded Alley is up in Flatfish Junction, though.
Oh.
Did Mrs. Lee ever give us a map? No.
Brum
And
just
probably
sort of
would-
showed you around.
Probably wouldn't have the bent nail.
Yeah, this is like the diviest of dive bars.
Yeah.
Wasn't the Flatfish Junction where the blacksmith was?
Yeah, she's up in there.
Oh, we could go ask her.
You could always ask Evelyn. Here, I can
I would
pull
just
up.
look around in that area.
I
We
think
could also just head towards. We know it's in Flatfish Junction, right?
Yeah.
Targa State. I guess I don't have a map for you.
We did have a Kelshire map, I
There
thought.
is, but it's just not in the map tool like I thought it was.
Oh.
Weird. Well,
I mean, we head up to Flatfish Junction. We ask around. Somebody will probably point us there.
Kelshire map is on stream right now,
As good a plan as any.
if you want to check it out. So yeah. You're in the cobbles. This is where you guys both work. Flatfish Junction is up and over here, and it's like not as nice a part of town. Cool. You want to go talk to Steel Fist Evelyn? Or were you just gonna explore around in the Flatfish Junction?
Probably just explore.
Cool.
Explore.
All right.
And I guess we got super lost.
Someone make an investigation check. I don't care who.
I can.
Whoever does can they have a D4?
They sure can.
Alright.
Tern is leading none of these efforts. I am very easily distracted by every moving thing.
As we get closer and closer to Flatfish Junction, there's more rats for him to chase.
Septon and Shandi just constantly corralling him back to the group.
That's a 19.
19, yeah. Doesn't take too long. You figure, since it's a pretty divey spot, you want to start checking down alleys. And down alleys you check until probably 20 minutes later you find what looks to just be like a house. It's like the bottom story... The whole building is pretty ramshackle. The bottom story does have like a sign nailed into it that just says The Broken Nail, and it's like painted on with shitty black paint that's peeling.
I thought it was the bent nail.
Yeah, sorry, the bent nail.
Tether?
Oh, I thought you were doing a DM trick and we go in the wrong place.
No, yeah. Considering I did that to you last session, no, I just said it
Yeah.
wrong.
Okay. They just said, like,
Take it
tell the
away.
person at the door, right?
There's
So,
nobody outside the door, but
I'm gonna knock.
you see one of the top planks of the door gets pulled back, and just through a hole, you see a Goliath's face looking back at you. What?
Hi, every alley has its shade.
Every dark has its soul.
He like looks a little confused, and he looks behind you. And the others
These
do?
children.
You here to see someone in particular? Or
Is Dima here?
Dima is here. Hold a minute. I'll go talk to her. And the plank gets slid back in. You wait for like an excruciating 15 minutes before the plank gets slid back out and the Goliath says, She's in here. Come on in. He opens the door open. He opens the door. You can see that he's holding it so it doesn't fall off the hinge. You walk into probably the grossest room any of you have ever been in. There's technically a bar, but it's more of like a card table with alcohol on it. There's several like tables lined up. All the chairs are mismatched. None of them seem to be terribly sturdy. There are 2 doors in this room, not counting the one you came through. One behind the bar, and one at the top of the stairs leading upwards. You see the Dima is sitting at probably the most usable table. There is no one else in this room at the moment, considering it's like noon. The door closes, and the Goliath hulks his way back over to the other side of the bar, and Dima says, you can't! Oh! You didn't come alone, or at night, though. Those were 2 instructions that I gave you.
Oh, did you say night? I'm sorry. The whispering, I didn't really hear that well.
Yeah, you probably sort of hard to find your ears with that old thing going on up there, right?
Oh, yeah, it actually does affect my hearing sometimes.
Suppose I'll forgive you for it. Who are your friends?
These are my friends. They also rode on the back of the dragon.
Also dragon friends.
We're here for some services we're interested in.
Okay, that's not what I was expecting to hear. Frankly, now I'm gonna put it all out there. We're amongst friends. Gestures towards Tether. I was expecting my friend Tether to show up here by herself, so I could, talk to her about some private stuff that we have to talk about with each other. Did not expect an entire posse to come up asking for services, but we are a guild that is for hire, and now I don't know any of you, but some of you look like you could come from money, so maybe you could afford us.
Yeah, so I figured we could have our conversation as friends, and they're looking for a curse breaker.
Everywhere in the city has pointed us back here.
You're looking for the curse breaker. Yeah, she works with the guild. May I ask why? I mean, what about him?
The ears
Glasses, the ears, the flaming cone.
Oh, true.
The whole thing is sort of just like a curse.
No, the ears in particular. They're
Is it a cursed item? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take Tether upstairs to have a little talk with her about the future business opportunity that I was hoping to talk with her about today. I'm gonna introduce her to a couple of folks. I will send word to the curse breaker. You just wait here in this room. She'll be up soon enough. Huh?
I'm casting whispers on Tether. There's no vocal component, so no one will know except
Is there
Tether.
a somatic component?
Nope.
Ooh.
It's not really a casting thing.
Yeah.
I've just been saying
It's a
I
thing
cast
you can
it.
do. Yeah.
So just Tether in your head. I'm gonna be like, it's me. Just holler. Well, mentally holler if anything bad happens, and that's gonna be for 4 hours.
All right. So Tether, follow me upstairs.
Okay,
Great.
bye guys, see you later.
And she'll be out soon enough. All right.
Thank you for helping out my friends.
Oh yeah, no problem. Happy to help. A friend of a friend is a friend. Usually.
My friend's friend is also my enemy. That's the saying, right?
My friend's friend is also my enemy because I can be there.
Cool. You head up the stairs. You go through the door, and you enter into a long, dark hallway lined with doors. She walks you down through. She's just sort of keeping up the chit chat with you until she comes to the final door in the hallway, and she opens it up. Ladies first.
Thank you.
You head on in. It is a very, very, very finely decorated room. There is a owl bear rug on the ground. There is a chandelier hanging from the ceiling. The whole place sort of smells like tobacco and fermentation.
Ooh.
Sitting behind a beautifully carved desk with different dragon heads coming out at the different corners is a man. He is a human man. He's got red hair. It's slicked back. He is missing one eyebrow, and he's got a toothpick in his mouth. There is a cigar laying on sort of plate next to him. He says, "Come on in. Don't be shy."
Okay.
He gestures to a chair on the other side of the desk. "Take a seat, why don't you?"
Sure.
So, Dima, thank you for your time. I'll take it from here. Dima says, "All right. Be nice to the boss, Tether. He deserves it."
Oh, you're not... Okay.
She closes the door behind her. "So, you've really caught the eye of our own sweet Dima over there."
Yeah, it was nice to make a new friend.
Well, that's sort of what we're about here in the Shaded Alley. Friendships of a kind.
That's cool.
So if you're willing to make more friends in the same way that you made friends with Dima the other day, we can work something out here.
Okay.
Great. There was a bit of a snag in the process, though. So you see, our group, the Shaded Alley, we are pretty far spread. It's a big group of friends. A lot of friends for you to meet, right? I'm in charge of this little branch here. They just call me the boss. You can call me the same. I'm not in charge of the entire operation, though. People who run this thing from elsewhere. Sometimes we get orders passed down from, the higher-ups from different parts of the organization, and, we do what they ask us to do, because we're friends, right? We're friends. And that's what friends do for each other, ain't it right, Tether?
Yeah, that's been my experience so far.
Great. I'm glad we're on the same page. Me and you here, Tether. Now, unfortunately, not you, but one of your friends is in a bit of a tight spot with some of the folks higher up in our organization.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, he was pretty mean to a mutual friend, and that mutual friend has pretty deep pockets, was very hurt by what happened, and has asked for our help in this situation. Or I should say, the higher-ups help in this situation.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I can vouch for all my friends. They're pretty great.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. But
also, I did roll a 3 for an insight check. Just so you know.
Cool, and you have no idea what's going on right now. He seems like a nice enough guy to you.
Yeah.
Great. While we're having this conversation up here, some of the higher-ups are going to be downstairs talking to your friends. I figured some of them might come, so we arranged a little something. But don't you worry. I think we're all going to leave here on the same page. Huh? Great. So let's talk contracts. Meanwhile, downstairs, you're all sitting there for a while, just sort of looking around, when there's a knock at the door. The Goliath goes over to it, removes the plank. You hear a bit of a murmured conversation. Then he closes the plank again. Everybody make a perception check for me.
Does anybody have a bulgy-wolgy?
The Goliath is packing. I can tell you that much.
Oh, shit. I'm gonna roll a disadvantage.
Cool.
18.
19.
2.
Natural 1.
F. All right. So Tern, you're distracted, for reasons. And Septon, you're having a very just unpleasant time in this grimy, horrible place. It's not what you're used to in a bar, and you're just like, ugh. The other two of you, however, as you're looking around, spending some time in here, you start to realize there aren't just 3 doors in here. Couldn't really notice it at first, but a lot of the wood paneling has weird shapes carved into it, and the more you look at it, the more you realize, like, this room is mostly made up of doors.
Are there, like, tables and stuff in this room, or is it pretty much empty in the bar?
There are tables. They're shitty, broken tables for the most part, but there are tables.
I'd advise everybody to keep an eye on one side of the room, just in case. One side each, I should clarify.
Where are we looking?
I guess I'll look at the east wall.
Look like north, I guess. Are we looking out for something?
I'll do in Septon's mind. I'll say that I'll be like, look at the walls super closely. In his mind.
And as you look closer, you're probably able to make out some weird shapes there. Just be like, doesn't look right.
Oh, and I'll also say the same thing to Tern in his head. Sorry.
Septon, you can probably connect the dots to be like, oh, those are doors. Tern, the wood in the walls is cut real weirdly.
Should I go over there and check it out?
No, I think we're gonna huddle.
Should I act real casual?
Yeah.
Alright, I mean,
No.
Before too long, the door at the top of the stairs that Tether disappeared through opens again. And a figure steps through. A figure instantly recognizable to you, Shandi. It's a heavily built, bald human man with a high-collared leather armor. Ah, lad, I didn't expect to see you again so soon.
Well, I can't say I'm surprised to be seeing you again.
Unfortunately, I'm sure you know that seeing my face for a second time isn't a pleasure that most people experience, nor is it often a good thing. As he's just standing on top of the staircase, looking down at you.
Oh, I was warned it would come to this if we sought you out, but
Oh. I'm not looking to fight you, lad. I don't kick puppies in my spare time. But you forced my hand a bit. And he wraps his fingers on the balcony, and every door in the room slides open, and there is an armed assassin standing in it. Now we're gonna have a bit of a conversation, the group of us. And I'd like to think that there's gonna be no funny business tried. Can we all agree on that?
Of course. I mean, thought we came here to hire someone for a job.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that. I'm gonna come down there and join you. No fast moves, or, well, they'll be the last you ever make. And he slowly starts walking his way down the staircase. He reaches you, and he reaches the table, and he pulls back a chair, and he takes a seat. If you don't mind, prefer to talk on the same level as folks. I'm inviting you to take a seat with me, if that weren't clear.
I'll do it.
Will mine
for
speak
all of
to
us?
Shandi So, like, how careful are we supposed to be around this guy?
I don't think you can
Wait,
do
what?
that.
Oh, right, we're not all linked. I'm thinking of my other campaign where they're always casting, what's the one that lets everyone on the team communicate? Telepathic bond.
No.
Tern just focuses really hard for a second.
You suddenly hear Tern's voice in your head.
And looks at Sean D and like squints and thinks really hard.
My bad,
And he hears
my
nothing.
bad. I sit down.
I'll sit down too.
But I strangely sit down like a cat, where my
Oh.
feet are like up on the chair, so it's sort of like I'm squatting. I turn the chair around and I sit on it backwards, my elbows on the table.
He looks at the other two of you who haven't sat yet. Unless you said you sat.
Oh, I
Just
sat.
forgot.
Sorry,
I sat too.
Great. So, Shandi, as you know, I've been hired by a mutual friend of ours to make things difficult for you if you weren't going to cooperate with him. Now, how would it look to that mutual friend of ours if a member of my organization were to help you out?
I imagined he wouldn't look too kindly upon it.
You would imagine correctly. You're a smart lad, always have been. Now, this particular branch of the guild is not one I visit often, but our Cursebreaker over here is quite skilled. Would absolutely be able to help you out with your cat problem. Don't worry how I know about it. I have my sources. But bit of an opportunity has stumbled into my friend's lap here in the form of Tether. She's powerful, influential, and easily swayed. You can see how that would be something profitable for my friends to have. Or not?
Think I understand.
Right. Oh, don't worry, I'm not one to speak in riddles. I'm a plain and straightforward man. I'm willing to cover up our little assistance of your group, if you are willing to cover up the nature of our group when it comes to Tether. Let her work for us in the way that we would want her to work, and don't tell her that the things she's doing might actually be hurting people. Let us influence her, in a way. I know it's a lot to take in.
I don't suppose, as our gracious host, you'd be willing to let us discuss it.
Oh, feel free. I won't leave, though.
Ah,
It's a bit of
you
a
got me.
bit of a security risk even having you here in the first place. And I am also a guest in this place. What just happened? Okay. I am also a guest in this place. I'm by no means your host.
I see. Well, gang, what do we think?
In
I don't know. It doesn't really seem like it's worth it. It would just be trading my trouble for Tether's trouble.
I know it's
Like-
ridiculous to say this, even though it's my fault we're here, but I agree with Tern. I don't think it's worth it.
I disagree. Knowing Tether, she will agree to do whatever it is she's asked. No sense in us not benefiting from it. Tether's joined gangs for less.
in Septon's head, I'll also just say, also there's the chance she could completely discover their true intentions on her own.
Can I respond to you in my head?
So, actually, I was about to ask. So, Blake, so I can do it up to my proficiency bonus. However, when I originally cast it, I only specified Tether. Could I add somebody?
I think you have to do it at the moment of casting, unfortunately.
Oh, that's totally fine. So, no, you cannot. My bad.
Not to mention, your concern is that Tether not find out she's hurting people. Perfectly honest, I've never known Tether really have a problem with death.
Oh, that works out better in our favor. All we have to really go off on Tether is, one of our correspondence interactions with her as of late. But it's a good bargaining chip for us, as well as a good resource. So, you'll understand our interest here.
So it's quite literally Tether works for you.
Not for me, but
Sorry.
this branch of the organization.
Tether works for the organization, and we get a curse removed.
That's the deal. You have to not interfere in Tether's work here in any way. That's part of the deal as well. And I've got eyes stationed all over your campus, so don't think you can outsmart me on this one. Not that you'd try, but I deal with tough customers every day, so you understand the concern I have to put into these sorts of deals.
And for how long would this be going on?
It's not something I've discussed with this branch. Theoretically, for quite some time, until they find no need for her anymore. As I have heard, this curse would prove a fate worse than death for one of your friends, so feels like a fair trade to me. But, of course, as the person offering the trade, I'm often not the person who can see the fairness in it. I understand this is a tense situation for you folks, and I do apologize for that, but this is the way the business works.
Well, I've said, and I address this more to the party than... Do we know this guy's name? This guy.
Nope.
Well, I've said what I think. Tether's probably up there agreeing to work for them anyway right now. We might as well, get our friend out of jail here for it. Get the curse removed.
We could spring a friend from jail if you needed that, too.
Not the figure of speech.
I figured as much, but I thought I'd let you know.
Tern, Una?
I don't know, it doesn't feel right to me, but I think it's been pretty clear that I'm not really the deciding force on this one.
But
I'd say no. I mean, if Tether wants to go back in, no, and this is the condition, then sure. But
It's true. Can Tether weigh in on this?
that's kind of the whole
That would
thing.
sort of defeat the purpose, wouldn't it?
Aye.
I've full confidence that Tether is signing up upstairs. The man who runs this division is persuasive, charismatic.
So, I don't know. Are we all going to vote on it, I suppose? Or what's... Because I'm a little hungry. So...
Wouldn't recommend the food here. It's worse than pig swill.
Been a while since I've had some good swill.
When would we receive the curse removal if we were to agree?
Well, you could do it today. She is here.
Shandi, Una? Thoughts?
I don't like it, but you make a good point. It's likely something she will do regardless. And we came here for one purpose, we might as well see it through.
Yeah.
She'll take me up on the deal then.
To be fully clear, I'm sorry to be such a stickler, but
Oh, no.
where I come from, deals are rather dangerous.
Oh, in this business, deals are some of the most dangerous things you can do.
To be perfectly clear, she works for you. We don't tell her what business you're in,
You do not interfere.
and ooh. Now, what if her business involves us?
Feels like the blanket do not interfere situation would still apply, wouldn't it?
Well, then why would we agree to that?
Get your friend uncursed. I mean, I can tell you I'm not going to have her working on my particular assignment at the moment. Don't worry, Shandi, lad. I am sorry, but punishment's not quite over. He doesn't think you've had enough.
Yeah, I
Obvious.
assumed that was the case.
And obviously, they won't be sending Tether on that sort of mission. I doubt things would involve you in the first place, but if they did, or if they went against your preferences, you would have to not interfere. That's part of the deal.
At that point, I'd rather go to Karth. I'm gonna just kind of say under my breath to them, but
I hear it's lovely this time of year.
great.
I must have amnesia because I don't remember asking. That was not not Tern.
Figured.
If we
Glad Sep
don't agree to this, do we actually get to just walk out of here and go home?
You're asking some good questions. You could try.
Well,
I often find it's more fun for folks to find the answers to their questions on their own than for me to tell them.
Well, I mean, let's think about this. It's Tether. She knows us. If she were instructed to do us harm in some way, directly at least, I have to think she wouldn't, even without our interference.
However,
and what's to say if Tether learns about your business without our help?
That's on her, not on you.
Oh.
But
I like the sound of that.
If you helped in any way, then you would have made a great enemy of, well, a group you probably shouldn't make an enemy out of.
and guys, she was part of a pretty intense cult. There's just the chance that she could be easily swayed.
Chance.
As much as we would want to believe that she would not do harm to us, I feel like they could make it very convincing. Michael, don't clutch your pearls!
Oh, sorry.
It's a tough decision. If you've a counter-offer, I'd be willing to hear it. I'm a fair negotiator.
We can't just pay for services in money, like normal?
So, if you did that normally, then word would get out to my employer that we helped you, and that would be bad for me. But what I'm offering is my ability. I will cover that up in exchange for Tether services. And I'll also waive the fee on top of it. And might I add, it's a steep fee. She doesn't work for cheap.
Like I said, gang, no matter what we do, I think Tether is probably agreeing to work for them upstairs.
Doesn't mean we should just roll over and let it happen. Especially if we think it's not what's best for Tether.
I'm gonna ping Tether upstairs and be like, "How's it going, buddy?"
He's teaching you a dance from his hometown.
And as he is, I'm telling you about, like, and then they reincarnated me so I could pollinate the world.
Oh, right. What was he? Yeah, right. Yeah, of course. No, you swing her up. No, behind you right there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's how you do it. Okay.
That's fun. This is fun. It's going great. We're dancing. Is the curse broken yet?
No.
What are you waiting for? That's why I wanted to bring you guys.
Just figuring something out.
Okay, I can teach you guys the dance after this. It's so much fun. Also, he wants me to sign a contract, I think. I'm gonna read it, but also I'm gonna read it in your mind because maybe I won't understand some words.
What? Repeat that?
I think he wants me to sign a contract, but I want to read it first because that's the smart thing to do. And but I might not understand the words, so as I read it, I'm also going to read it into your mind so you can say, like, oh, that means that.
Perfect. In Shandi's head, I want to say, what are the chances they could detect my mind stuff? Blink once for low, twice for high.
I'll blink once.
As I said, if you had a counter offer, I'd be willing to entertain it. I can tell that this decision is giving you quite a bit of stress. I mean, as it should be. I'm glad to see you're taking it seriously. But, we do need to come to some sort of, end point here. I've not all day. I've some, things I need to work on.
As far as counter offers go, is there anything in particular you're interested in?
Well, it wouldn't be a counter offer if I made it, would it?
We can handle this negotiating stuff.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, if you want to leave it on the table, you can try. It might work, might not. Fun roll of the dice, though.
Nice.
I can't see us coming to an agreement about this.
My ma always said I was bad at closing. Almost had you in on the deal, and then something tipped you right away from me. It's disappointing. That's why negotiation isn't what I'm usually sent out to do.
I mean,
So is
what
that
do we even
Is that a no then, or a yes?
look to the group? What do the three of us even have that we could offer?
You're all part of a fairly prestigious organization. You have the ear of some powerful individuals. But, unfortunately for you, my current employer also enjoys those same benefits.
I don't know. I'm getting campy. I need to get up and walk around or something.
Campy? Or cramp? Oh, crampy.
To be perfectly honest, it seems to me like the only way to walk out of here is if we agree.
Oh, you could try to leave if you don't agree.
Right, you've made that clear.
Can I turn and look at one of these assassins?
Mhm.
No, I'm up. See how they looking.
Ocular pat down.
Make an investigation check.
Sure.
If you got bulgy wolgy.
Ooh, first I rolled a notice bulgy bulgy. I rolled a 37.
She does not seem to have a bulgy wudgy.
Noted. And then I follow up with an investigation and I roll a 15.
15. This assassin in particular is armed with a short sword and a dagger. You can see there's a hand crossbow at her belt. To the untrained eye, it would look as though she was just standing there, but you can tell that she's like ready to pounce into action at any moment.
Yeah. Okay. So, what happens if we don't make a decision before the time Tether makes hers?
Oh, I'm not worried about that. My man's keeping her entertained. Cut to upstairs. He's now playing a little flute for her.
And she's trying to do the drums, and as he's doing, she's like, "Yeah, I just got really good at making poisons."
Alright. Shall we just vote on it? Fight our way out, it seems.
I do pay all these people by the hour, so I'd love to get an answer soon.
Well, you don't have to stay here if you don't want to.
Oh, but I do.
Alright, fine, you do, you don't. Complain about paying them. I just don't understand this. Why would you willingly subjugate yourself to such things? Ugh, it makes you want to heave. I feel a hairball coming up.
Well, for me, money speaks a lot louder than my own self-interests in most cases.
I've always valued freedom over money.
When you grow up with too much freedom and not enough money, sometimes you have a different way of life. Not that I don't respect yours, of course, Tern. Different strokes for different folks.
That's interesting, because I think I grew up with mostly freedom and no money. And, you've given me a lot to think about.
I'm glad.
Have you ever considered teaching? You'd be a great teacher.
Oh, I don't think that'd go over too well. I did have aspirations in my youth of teaching a thing or two here and there, but I found my calling elsewhere.
Well, don't put yourself down so soon.
Oh, I'm very good at what I do, Tern. I wouldn't
Before
call it
I get a
put
chance to
down.
put you down, old man. Alright, well, I've made my decision. Or have we, the rest of the group has decided yet?
I say a vote is the only way to do it, and then go with the result.
Wait, we'll put it to a vote.
Alright. Who thinks that we Don't leave Tether in the dark about this, and don't take them up on their offer. Raise your hand. And who thinks that we take them up on their offer, they remove the curse, and we leave Tether in the dark? Raise your hand. And who abstains?
Wait. What was the first one?
Alright, the first one was... who... I'll go again. Who thinks that...
Oh, you said...
Who thinks that we should... This is how Tern is trying to parse his way through this. Who thinks that we should refuse your offer, and we don't leave Tether in the dark about this? And that was me. I voted for that one. Oh, it's 2. Alright. And then who... So it's a tie. Seems the decision is not made.
Oh, alright. Well, we do have a 5th member.
We've
Who's a fifth member?
discussed that you can't bring this up to Tether.
No, of course not. But if I offer to my associates, perhaps, if Heather wants to be in the gang... Oh no, I suppose that doesn't make a difference, does it?
Think.
It does.
Right, if Tether...
In Septon's head, I'll say they're negotiating a contract, apparently. I could sway her away from it. Hoping
If
that
if Tether were to choose not to be in the gang, I suppose our deal would be off on all counts.
I'm not too concerned about that.
Well,
Right.
then why not let Tether decide?
Right, so if Tether agrees, then we would go with Shanti and I. If Tether decides not to be involved, we walk away as Una and Tern want to. Sorry guys, it's late. I'm really tired.
Very well. I suppose I should go check in on your friend then.
Yep. And up to Tether, I'm gonna say, how's that contract looking?
You haven't started in on the contract yet. He's now
Yeah.
telling you. He's telling you a really in-depth story about a dog he met once.
Oh, that's really cute. That reminds me of the innocent dog I killed in order to save a town.
Oh. Hey, okay, yeah, you know how to take risks. Go like to see it, yeah.
Yeah, so speaking of which, this is a guild.
Yes, there's a guild. Yeah.
So what is it a guild of? Like, if I were to join, what would you, like, want me to do? Like, what's expected, you know?
Yeah, so basically, we're a bunch of friends, right? We like to go on heists and adventures with each other, right?
Heist. Oh, I read about heist. A heist is when you go in sneakily somewhere and take something.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff out there in the city that belongs to us, but we don't have our hands on it right now. So we're gonna go to try to get some of that stuff back for us.
Can I roll another?
Yep.
I do have I do have good insight. Yeah, that's a 19.
19. He's not lying, but he's also definitely not telling you the whole truth.
Are you talking about stealing valuable things?
Some people would consider doing that. Yes, yeah. We also we do some other stuff. You've killed before. We do some killing, but only when we have to.
So killing and stealing.
Sometimes we do other stuff too.
Huh. Okay, so this is my view on this.
All right, yeah, hit me with it.
I don't really like money, and so also never pay me if that's a thing you guys do. I don't want it.
All right, that's fine with us.
Yeah, if you want to help me out after helping you, that's cool.
Oh no, absolutely. I mean, we could pay you in favors or activities or whatever you'd prefer.
In no offense, because I know you like your room, but I don't really like what's the word? Ornamentation.
All right, no, that's hey, to each their own.
Or like the hoarding of a resource, such as money. So if you want to steal from rich people, I'll do that.
Yeah, no, we do that all the time.
Yeah, that's fine. And killing, like, honestly, like, who hasn't died a few times?
Good point.
But my one thing is,
Yeah.
could I be directed to the killings? Because there's a lot of people here, right?
Oh yeah, there's well in the organization or in the city.
Both.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Like, I do believe that beings should eventually die and decay.
Yeah.
But could I maybe, like, if you wanted someone killed, like, just run it by me and, like, I'll think about it. And if it's someone, like, I think should die quicker, then I'll say yes.
Oh,
is that okay?
That is what we weren't gonna actually task you with any of the killings if you didn't want them. But if you're willing, then that's great for us.
Okay, we'll hold off for a second.
Yeah,
When
no
I'll
rush.
train a little bit more. I'll let you know.
Yeah, that works for me. Yeah.
Okay, but, like, the stealing stuff,
Yeah.
could that be the same thing? Like, I don't want to, like...
Oh, we're not gonna just call you every day. We understand that you're a student. You've got other responsibilities. Of
Yeah,
course.
and I need to get stronger.
Oh, absolutely. I think this will actually help you get stronger as well.
Okay. So you're about stealing and killing and other things.
Yeah, and other things.
Any, like, notable other things or just other things? Because I understand miscellaneous.
We've done some political coups before.
Doesn't that involve killing?
Oftentimes, but not always.
Okay.
Overthrown a minor government or two, One time we burned the village to the ground. Not our finest moment, but, it happens sometimes.
I mean, sometimes forest fires are needed
to that's...
energize the fort. But, like, I don't want to kill, like, good, innocent people.
Oh, no, and we'd never ask you to do that. No innocent people would you have to kill. The really innocence is, in the eye of the beholder. That's why I say that. I don't believe in, like, true innocence, I think everyone's guilty of something. But we're not
neither.
gonna... Oh, good.
No, me neither, because the god I worship, people think is, what's the word? Demon Prince?
Oh, wow. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, so, like, I don't really understand the whole, morality. I'm just, like, judging it based off, like, my thoughts now.
You know what, Tether? I knew you and I would get along because that's how I feel about things as well. I mean,
Okay.
I wasn't raised by a demon prince or anything, but I think you gotta judge a situation by a situation. There's no right, there's no wrong. You do what you gotta do.
So, like, are you saying, like, if you came with me with an proposition and I was like, I'm not feeling that one.
Absolutely, Tether.
With you guys.
Oh, well, listen, we're here to please. We're all friends here, Tether.
Yeah, but just so you know, if you want me to sign something, my eternal soul does belong to Zuctamoy.
Oh, no, I don't need you to sign anything. It's more of a verbal agreement. A little handshake.
Oh, in my head, I say to Una, I misconstrued everything. There's no contract.
So, how's it sound, Tether?
I'm down. Pretty much everyone else has a job, and, like, I feel like I should get one.
All right, and this will be a good one, Tether. And he shakes
Okay,
hands.
so you won't get mad if I have to say no if I have like a project or something.
I mean, well, don't worry. What we'll do here is this is sort of a trial basis, right, Tether? So we'll throw you some jobs, see if you want to do them, see if you don't want to do them, and then we'll reevaluate in a couple of months' time. How's that sound?
Okay, that's fine with me. How would we be in contact?
Oh, don't worry. We'll be able to get messages to you.
Okay. Also, remember I said I don't want to get paid?
Yeah.
Like, you can have that money if, like, people are, like, paying us to do something and I do it.
Oh, don't worry. I was planning on taking it, actually, yeah.
Okay, cool.
A little bit of a finder's fee to Dima. After all, she is the one that found
She's
you.
really nice.
Yeah, in fact, you'll probably be working very closely with her in the coming months.
Okay, cool. So in view of payment, a couple things. I don't think my friends would like it if I was killing and stealing.
Oh,
so
yeah.
could you hide that from
I
them?
won't tell them. I won't tell them at all.
Okay, and also they are my best friends. So like, could you like maybe it's like in lieu of payment, you guys like protect them from people
Yeah, we'll do it.
as much as possible.
We'll do what we can. There might be some conflicting interests over there, but honestly, you're fairly well protected over down there at that school. We should know. We've tried to steal from it several times already. Not much to no avail.
Well, what are you trying to steal?
Oh, just some books, rare tomes, sell pretty well on the black market.
I have ripped up a few books.
Well, hey, if you're feeling up to it, might ask you to grab a couple of books from the library, bring them our way.
I may or may not do it, depending.
No rush on that. We'll start you off on something smaller. That's a pretty big job, and I understand that there's a bit of a moral quandary there.
Yeah. So, yeah, the whole protection of my friends thing. If there is a conflict of interest, like, I'm actually really open to, just talk to me about it, and I'll see if I can, solve that.
Oh, don't you worry. We are very interested in open and honest communication here at the Shaded Alley. You wouldn't expect that from us. You really wouldn't, but we are, because, in the world of crime, and stealing and killing, if you get your wires crossed, you end up dead. We don't want that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I am trained to become a hero, which is, people may see, a conflict of interest of, killing and stealing.
Hey, but you were also created by a demon prince, so you know what? Just add it to the pile.
I will, but also, is there any way of, also in lieu of payment, maybe, enrich the community or something?
Oh!
No.
Don't you worry. Listen, a guild such as ours could not exist if the infrastructure of the city we lived in was not great. Don't you worry.
Yeah, buy local.
We definitely get our products locally.
Yeah, and the killing thing, like I said, I'll decide whether or not I can kill them.
Listen, we want this to feel like a partnership, Tether. You're a very special individual, so we don't want you to feel like you're doing anything you don't have to do. We just want to become friends with you.
Thank you. I agree, and I think we're on the same page. Also, I need to say, you keep saying I'm special. I will say I think the cult has been trying to make more of me, so there might be more of me, so there might be...
No,
so
it doesn't have to do with your upbringing. It has to do with you, Tether, as a person.
Okay, this is really nice.
Hey, listen. Once you're in the fold, we treat you like family, see?
So I can't know your name, it's just the boss?
For now, we'll go with the boss, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe I don't tell a whole lot of people my name. Dima doesn't know my name. They all just call me the boss. So it's usually the people above me on the food chain that know and my close friends. So we'll see if we get there,
I get it.
What? Wait. Oh, yeah, bring it in. Bring it in. He gives you a big ol' hug. All right. Well, welcome to the fold, Tether. We'll be sending some jobs your way here pretty soon.
Okay, and also we should talk about time limits on jobs because I don't know if I'm going to be out on
No, we'll be in communication. It'll be a very give and take. It's very flexible. Think of it as a part-time job, Most of the work you'll be doing would be at night. I can tell you that right now. But
I don't sleep that much.
Perfect.
Yeah, we'll have to think of a good way to reliably get me out from the walls.
We've got some ways.
Okay. Do you think my friend is, decursed yet?
I can go check on him for you.
Okay. Oh, also, in lieu of payment, I'm sorry, we keep talking about payment. I know it probably costs a lot of money. You can, to put it on my tab or something? I don't know.
All right. Well, we'll put it on your tab. How's that sound?
Okay.
All right. Well, why don't you sit tight, and I'll go check in on your friend, eh?
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Anytime, Tether.
In Una's head, they're very nice. I think I got a good deal.
1 second. What did you mean, no contract? Did you not hear me when I asked that?
Oh, no, sorry.
Okay.
Oh, I just meant, I thought they wanted me to sign a contract, but they just said, oh no, just say yes or no.
And you already said yes.
Yeah. I talked to them a while, and I think I'm pretty confident in my decision.
Can you take it back?
We said we could be in talks. It's more of a trial period, so if it's not the right fit, I think we can talk about it. They seem very open and receptive.
Okay.
Also, shh, don't tell anyone, but I kind of worked out a deal. Apparently there's a lot of them here, and they said they'd protect you guys.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming down now. Have they got the ears off yet?
Nope.
Oh, do they need... What's wrong?
Nothing.
Okay, so they're coming off?
Not yet.
Okay, because I need to come off soon. I'm really worried about him.
The door at the top of the stairs opens, and a slightly pudgy human man with slick back red hair sticks his head in and says, "We got it, boss." And he nods cordially at you and then closes the door. Well, seems like the decision's been made then. And you're all fine, and will abide by this decision then? Gonna need a verbal confirmation from each of you.
Yes.
If a single one of us says no, I'm assuming we're not getting out of here without a fight.
Well, I mean, you can assume that, I suppose.
I agree to what we discussed.
Great.
Well, I don't really remember what we discussed.
We'll take care of that for you in a minute here. In fact,
Let's-
she should be making her way on up at this point.
Let's see. Tether is going to pretend to be part of some sort of organization, and we in return are not going to tell her the true nature of this organization.
You won't interfere in her participation of this organization in any way.
We won't interfere with her participation. What if she decides to stop working for the organization of her own?
That's on her, as we've discussed. If she decides to stop working, then she can stop working. The deal is your involvement. I want it to be none, and if it isn't none, then we have a problem. I think you're the only stick in the mud left here, Tern.
I just can't agree with it. I can't lie to my friend about something like that.
Well, you don't have to lie. We're not lying to her about what we do here.
Lying by omission.
So is it a no then? Afraid I just need an answer here.
Wait, I look around the table. Everyone else already said yes?
They did. You agreed that if Tether said yes, you would say yes, and Tether has said yes.
It would have been fine if we didn't have this entire conversation, but now it just feels disgusting.
Afraid that's what happens when you try to come to an underground curse breaker.
We're an underground curse breaker.
Things get messy.
No one ever tells me anything.
Tern, I'm gonna go ahead and just assume that once those things are off your head, you'll be able to think a little more clearly and abide by the agreement we've made here today.
I'm sorry, do we know who you are?
What do you mean?
I don't know, it just seems like we're sitting down, having this nice dinner, and we've never met you before.
Looks around for food. I'm an old friend of Shandi.
Ah, well, he never mentioned you.
He didn't remember me. I was around when he was younger.
Suppose that's his bad. Shandy doesn't really talk about himself that much, though, so...
So what do you say? Do you want to get those ears off of you?
Sure. I mean, everyone seems to think it's a problem except for me, so...
Alright. Well, oh, and perfect timing. And the woman with the mohawk sort of pushes through the door behind the bar. Is the cat kid? Is the one? Well, the what? The tiefling, yes. Alright, come on.
Hop up. Walk over.
She leads you through the door, and the door closes behind you. Right. Well, Tether will be on her way down any moment now, and can't imagine the curse breaking will take all that long. So I must take my leave of you, as well as our friends here. I do hope you stay true to our deal. It'd be a real shame if you didn't. And he sort of puts his hands on the table, stands up, and starts walking up the stairs. And as he reaches the top, he stops and he turns around and he says, I am sorry about what happened to young William. Hate to cut a blast ball career like that short. What is business? And he goes through the door and closes it behind him. Tether, the man returns to you, and he says, so they just took your friend down to get the ears off of him. If you want to go meet your friends downstairs, they'll be there. Don't worry.
Okay.
I didn't tell them anything about your involvement here. No worries at all.
Okay, thank goodness. Can I say goodbye to Dima? Or are there anybody else I should meet?
For right now, well, you'll meet him as time goes on. Dima actually just got sent out on a job, but you'll be seeing her real soon, so no worries.
Okay. Also, let me know if you just ever need some poisons. I'm really good at making them.
We will actually definitely let you know about that.
I have a really good garden.
It'd be much better to make our poisons in house than have to get them from other suppliers. Yeah, it's a messy business.
I'm sure.
So yeah, come on in. Cool. Leads. So Tether, appears at the top of the staircase, and Tether, you see your three of your friends sitting around a table, looking probably a little grim.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Tether.
Hello, Tether.
How did it go?
I had the best time.
Good to hear.
What's wrong?
Nothing. They're getting the curse off right now.
Una?
Everything's fine.
You're saying everything's fine and looking like it's not fine.
I said everything's fine.
Are you worried about Tern? Well, I was too, but I feel like they'll get it taken care of.
Same.
I met the boss. His room is like crazy. It's like a dragon chair.
Pretty cool.
He also played the flute. I should tell Tern.
Hey, are all the people still standing around
No,
us?
they're gone.
I mean, it's not like the nicest looking place, but it's be a nice hangout.
Not great. I hear the food's not very good.
What's wrong?
Hmm?
What's wrong with the food?
Oh,
it was
no.
compared to pig swill.
Yeah, we were just kind of told it's not great.
Can I have some of the food?
Goliath is like, yeah. He just starts pouring slop into a bowl. bringing it
Oh.
out to you.
Also, what's your name?
Huh?
What's your name?
Why do you want to know?
I think I just joined your group. I just want to know. My name's Tether.
I'm not part of the group. I just run the bar.
Oh.
It's fucking terrible. It's. I mean, you've had worse, obviously, but
Yeah.
it's not good still.
Heather literally ate poison earlier today.
That's true.
Or I guess that was yesterday.
That's an interesting taste. It kind of reminds me of home. So you just like hang out here?
Yeah, I work here.
What do you do for fun?
I work here.
Oh, it's nice to have fun with what you work for.
Uh-huh.
Something you have fun with your work too, right?
I love my job.
Yeah. Sure. He sort of stumbles back slowly walks back towards the bar.
Wait, if I have to come back here, do I have to say that every time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Tern, you are following this woman down a set of stairs. At first, it's wooden stairs, but pretty quickly it becomes clear that the stairs transition from wooden stairs into stairs carved into the earth. They're a little bit damp and they're a little bit slippery, but you're managing to keep your footing pretty well. As she walks in front of you, she says, "All right, do you know what kind of curse it is?"
Cat ears.
No, yeah, okay. No, I know that, but you know, like, what types of curse techniques have been used?
Right. I've been told this multiple times. It's a triple hex.
Oh, triple hex lock?
Wings of fortune. Seas of sorrow.
Alright, well, I guess we're just gonna give you the whole doozy. This will hurt. And without, like, any warning, she just turns around and rams her hand onto your forehead and drives you onto the ground. Make a constitution saving throw for me.
I howl like a cat. A constitution saving throw. 18.
18. You stay conscious for most of it. But the pain is excruciating. As from her hand, emanating out through your entire body, it feels like rivulets of lava are just like burning through every inch of you. Before it's over, you can feel a weight sort of releasing from your head before your eyes sort of close and your consciousness starts to fade. You're probably not totally passed out, but you're definitely like less than conscious at the moment. As you hear something clatter to the ground, and just sort of lull off into less than consciousness. It's probably like 15 to 20 minutes later, you guys, that the door opens again, and you see the woman come back through with a mostly unconscious Tern over her, like, arm over her shoulder. She, like, drags him out and just sort of lays him face down on the table and then throws the cat ears next to him. Job's done. Then turns around and walks back into the door, closing it behind her. Phoenix, all of your stats are returned to normal. You no longer have the benefits of the ears.
Oh. Rip Bulgy Wolgy.
Rip Bulgy Wolgy.
If we have to climb before the next level, we're never gonna hear the fucking end of it.
Tern wakes up. Oh, cat ears.
Neat.
Somebody take the cat
You
ears.
do remember the entire, like, you remember everything from when you put the cat ears on before. It's maybe a little fuzzy.
Do I remember it feeling like it's affected me?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, but as I come to, I have a sudden clarity, like a fog's been lifted.
Exactly, yeah, and you do come to more or less, right?
I
as
can
she
go
throws it
back
on
to
the
role
table.
playing again. Haha. Am I waking up at this point?
Yeah.
Oof, my head.
How you doing, buddy?
Do you have any water?
Yeah.
Do you have any water?
A jug of like
Mm.
lukewarm water.
Thanks. I lap it like a cat. Oh, that's just left over from the headband, I think.
One of us like take the headband.
I'll wear it.
No.
Hmm.
I'll take it. I'm holding on to a bunch of cursed shit anyway.
How do you feel?
I look around. Feel fine. Are we done here? Is it time to go?
I think it is.
Alright,
Let's head home.
standing up. Let's go.
You make your way out of the room, back out into Flatfish Junction, and as you walk down the street towards your next destination, that is where we will end tonight's episode of Dungeon Party Show. Nice removal of curse.
Yay!
Welcome back, Tern.
Rip my second tail.
Rip your second tail.
Oh.
We can fully RP with Phoenix again.
Yeah. Phoenix is back.
How many stats down were you?
Just 1 point in intelligence.
But that did a lot, I think.
Yeah, it made my modifier go from a -2 to a -3, but
Well, thank you guys for playing. We'll pick up next week. From there, I figure you guys are just going back to school, right? Unless you have like work to do tonight.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll pick up back at school at the start of the next week. Tether's got a new job. We'll see how that goes. Cool. Well, thank you guys for playing. Thank you guys for watching. If you're not currently playing a game of Dungeons & Dragons, you should be, because you can
Roll for Bulgy
you
Wulgy.
can roll. Well, not anymore. You can't.
no, you can't.
You can no longer roll for Bulgy Wulgy, which is kind of
You can-
tragic.
You can have the appreciation for the finer things ripped out of you. Rent from your teenage boy head.
You're damn right about that.